center field, followed by Polanco and Thames. In the middle tonight, it's Ordonez, Cabrera, and Guillen. And your bottom three, Renteria, Pudge Rodriguez, and Ryan Rayburn getting the start out in left field tonight for Jim Leyland's team. Ready for baseball this evening as Granderson leads it off against Dana Eveland. The left-hander will face Granderson, Polanco, and Thames to start things off here tonight. Curtis had a homer in the ballgame last night, finished 1 for 4, his 7th home run of the season. Eveland's 1-1, misses inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Eveland is only 24 years old. He is also a product of that big trade they made with Dan Herron going over to Arizona in the National League. The 2-1 pitch. Back up the middle. Ranging left is Crosby. And Granderson is out, 1 away. There's the Bell Tire scouting report on Dana Eveland.
He's a pretty good pitcher. His fastball anywhere from 90 to 92. Also has a curveball, slider, a changeup to complement those. A recent roller coaster for him. His last time out, he pitched a complete game, just 1 earned run. That was a couple of starts ago. And his last time out, he gave up 7 earned runs, and he pitches very well here at home. Not so well on the road, but this is a very pitcher-friendly ballpark.
Yeah, his last outing was a very rocky one, so he will try and shake that one off. Meanwhile, Polanco at 284 digs in with 1 out. Placido in the ballgame last night, 1 for 4, and really for a while he had the only hit the Tigers could muster against Rich Harden, who was outstanding through most of the game last night.
Yeah, Harden, one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he put that on display last night.
That'll go foul down the right field line, back toward the Tigers bullpen. Well, they'll hand out a souvenir. Tigers coming in tonight at 24-33. Jim Leyland, the best he can hope for now is 2 out of 3, and if that does happen, he will finish the road trip on a strong note after having taken 2 out of 3 in Seattle. Polanco's 6 hits on this road trip. He's been relatively steady for the Tigers at 343 over his last 34 games. The 2-2 from Eveland popped him up. Crosby back to the grass, and he's called off by Gonzalez, the center fielder. 2 gone.
And let's check out the rest of the Rico defense behind Eveland in this ball game. You've got Crosby, who was a hero offensively in the ball game last night. 39 double plays turned, which is 3rd among American League shortstops. In the outfield is Brown, Gonzalez, Buck. Same way they started last night. Chavez, the Gold Glover, at 3rd base today. Crosby at short. Ellis, Barton at 1st. Suzuki behind the plate once again.
With 2 outs, here's Marcus Thames, the DH tonight for Detroit. Marcus hitting at 247. Batting in the 3-hole and getting back in the lineup for the Tigers. Had that big game in Anaheim when he hit a couple of home runs. That was Wednesday against the Angels. Here's the 1-1 pitch. You're wondering why Marcus is not in left tonight and Rayburn is. Rayburn right now is the emergency catcher for the Tigers, and with Brandon Inge banged up a little bit with an oblique problem, Rayburn, if he had to catch, could do so, and the Tigers would not lose the DH that way. And right now Brandon, all he can do is sit and watch, at least tonight and maybe tomorrow. So the Tigers are a little bit shorthanded. 2-2 on Marcus Thames. And a good pitch on the inside corner got him looking, and the Tigers go 1-2-3 against Dana Eveland.
Save a load of Benjamins. Sign up for Comcast Digital Voice for just $33 a month for 12 months. With unlimited local and long distance plus voicemail. Because the less money you pay, the more you get to keep for yourself. Just call 1-888-COMCAST. Comcast Digital Voice. It's Comcastic.
At Comerica Bank, we believe in you. We believe in your family. We believe in your potential. We believe in your business. We believe in your future. And we want to prove it. Come by a Comerica Banking Center and find out how we can help you grow your business, plan for your future, and keep your money working for you.
Guess who ate like a king last night? What, you don't like pizza? Little Caesar's hot and ready pizza. Oh, come on. The cheese, the sauce, the pepperoni. It's just $5. Why are we whispering? Ate like a king, Ma! Ate like a king!
Little Caesar's large, hot and ready pizza. At $5, you'll be talking too.
Guess who ate like a king last night?
Pizza, pizza.
Scoreless ball game tonight. We go to the bottom of the first here in Oakland. The Athletics starting lineup tonight looks like this. They have made some changes. Mark Ellis will lead off. He'll play second base, followed by Crosby, the shortstop. Cust is the DH. He walks a lot, leads the American League. Chavez, Brown, and Buck. And then Barton, Gonzalez, and Suzuki, your bottom three. And Dontrell Willis on the hill for the Detroit Tigers. The D-Train making his first start off the disabled list. 0-1 on Mark Ellis. Ellis batting .247, has hit safely in his last three and has been relatively hot, 7 for 15. 2 balls and 1 strike on Ellis.
And first pitch fastball to Ellis. The next couple of pitches breaking balls by Willis.
Ground ball hit to the right side. Gobbling it up there is Polanco, and 1 away. Ellis is retired.
Let's take a look at our Dodgers scouting report on Dontrell Willis. It's almost been 2 months since he's made his last start. That start was in Chicago very early in the season. And they're going to try to get 4 to 5 innings out of him in this ball game today. 65 to 70 pitches. And, of course, he grew up just minutes away from this ballpark here in Oakland, California.
Ball 1 to Bobby Crosby, who hits with 1 out. Well, I think a rather snappy and uneventful first inning would do wonders for Dontrell tonight. There's a strike on the outer edge. 1-1 on Crosby. Crosby had the game winner last night. The 1-1 from Willis.
And Crosby was peppering the ball all over the ballpark last night, going down the right field line, the left field line. The game winner and right center field off Cruzetta.
2-2 on Crosby.
It's a good sign so far for Dontrell. Didn't look like he's aiming the ball. When we saw him pitch in relief, the one time we saw him in relief, it appeared that he was still aiming the baseball. And the one thing that he needs to do is just let it go. Trust your stuff.
Lined into right field. Maglio battling the sun makes the catch, and there are 2 gone.
And let's see who else is behind Dontrell Willis. This is our Chrysler Jeep defense. You've got Rayburn in left, Branderson, Ordonez with him in the outfield, Guillen, Renteria, Polanco, Cabrera in the infield. Pudge is behind the plate, and Pudge has thrown out 11 of 30 attempted base stealers so far this year. One of the best throwing catchers of all time.
Well, so far so good for Willis. 2 up, 2 down, and here is J.Cust, the designated hitter. This is a team that can present some challenges to a pitcher that might have trouble with his control because they walk an awful lot. But Willis has come out throwing strikes, and that's a great sign.
If Dontrell continues to work efficiently and throw strikes, he will have a very good day against these Oakland hitters. They've got 5 left-handed batters in their batting order, and a guy that has and a little bit of an unorthodox windup like he does can have success against lefties.
Well, and as really overall, as a rule, the Athletics have had trouble as a team against left-handed pitching, despite the fact they won a game last night started by a left-hander. Kenny Rogers was very good in the ball game last night.
Now this kid here, J.Cust, has a very good eye. He walks a lot, but he also strikes out a lot. But when he does make contact, he hits the ball a long, long way.
Little looper into shallow center field. That's going to drop a base hit. 2-out single for J.Cust. We have our first base runner of the ball game. A lot of friends and family here tonight. Dontrell's mother, Joyce, on the left, and Naomi Guy, his grandmother, on the right.
Man, Dontrell said that his grandmother used to bring him to games when he was a very young fella. Here at the Coliseum, watching the Oakland Athletics play.
Here is Eric Chavez with 2 outs. Strike 1 on Chavez, who's off the disabled list, had back surgery in the offseason. This guy's been banged up so much, but he is a terrific talent. Won 6 straight Gold Gloves at third base before last year snapped that string. That's pulled in the air to right field. Maglio on the run. He'll make the catch in front of the warning track. Chavez is down, and so are the Athletics. No runs. They get a hit and leave a man. Maglio running this one down almost to the wall.
What's the first reason to choose?
Bell Tire.
Selection. Bell Tire has all the top names you'll...
Bell Tire.
Over 250,000, all in stock and ready for immediate installation.
Bell Tire.
And now, who offers the most complete auto glass repair and replacement service at all of our locations?
Bell Tire.
So for the best deal and selection, come in and...
Bell Tire.
Add...
Bell Tire.
Trust us, we'll make you happy you came in. That's a promise.
Bell Tire.
Major League Access. Tigers Live after the game on FSN Detroit.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Thursday, America, you have spoken. And we've put it on the air. It's Best Damn's Top 50 Fan Bloopers. And Friday, special guest host, Super Bowl champion Michael Strahan. Has the Stray Train finally pulled into the station for good, or will he be back to defend his Super Bowl crown? This week at 1:30 a.m.
This spring on Fox College Sports. Catch over 90 NCAA baseball games and exclusive live coverage of Big 12 baseball. Plus spring football from the SEC, the Pac-10, and the Big 12. And all the day's highlights on FCS Final Score. To get FCS, call 877-2GET-FCS or log on to foxcollegesports.com.
Nice start for Dontrell Willis tonight. We'll go to the top of the second. No score. Tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 177 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We welcome you watching in tonight on AFN. Well, 1 inning out of the way for Dontrell Willis. He is scheduled to go 4 in this one, and then backed up by Armando Galarraga. Maglio Ordonez leads it off. Tigers went 1-2-3 against Dana Evelyn in the first inning. Ordonez, Cabrera, and Guillen in the Tigers' second.
And we told you that Evelyn's got a plus fastball, tops out at about 92, 93. Not afraid to throw it inside, which he struck Marcus Timms out to end that first half in the first inning.
Maglio was 0 for 4 last night, 7 hits on the road trip for Detroit. He's taking here, and there is ball 4. So he lost him on 4 straight pitches, and the Tigers have their first base runner of the night.
And Cabrera back in that number 5 spot for Jim Leyland in this ball game tonight for the first time in a little while. She actually hit 5th last night, didn't he?
Yeah, I think the last couple of games, actually, they popped him right back up. I think
he snuck him back in there.
Last game in Seattle. So Cabrera batting .277. 0 for 2 in the ball game last night. They got to get Miguel going consistently, and there's no question this young man has the talent, based on his numbers at a very young age at this level, that he is going to be a dynamite performer here for years to come.
I know they've done everything possible to try to get him going. I know Lloyd McClendon has watched a lot of film of Cabrera when he was wearing a Florida Marlins uniform. And they've tried to get him to relax. Jim Leyland has talked to him. I know the teammates have talked to him, but For whatever reason, he just has not been the Miguel Cabrera that everyone thought that he would be. You take a look at his numbers from a year ago. He was well over 300 with 11 home runs and 38 RBIs. Power number's not that far off.
Here's the 2-0. How have they pitched him for the most part here in the American League?
They've given him a lot of fastballs, and for me, there's no excuse for him taking that fastball right there. I mean, you get yourself in a good hitter's count. You're a power hitter, and you get a fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Really no reason to take that pitch.
The 2-1 is lifted in the air to right field. It's a tough sun field early on in this one as Buck stares into the sunlight.
But I don't think they've really done anything to Miguel that they wouldn't do to anybody else. He has chased some fastballs that have been out of the zone, but I've kind of been surprised at how many fastballs he has gotten. It's not like they're giving him a steady diet of breaking balls, as I noticed the way teams are pitching him in spring training.
Well, I think, and you brought this point up in Seattle, that maybe he's feeling the pressure a little bit, still feeling his way around a new organization, new teammates. That does take some time, but through it all, it's not like he has put up terrible numbers. He does have 8 homers this year. Carlos Guillen back in the 6th slot for this one here tonight. Batting .294. 5 home runs. He was 1 for 4 with a double in the ball game last night off Rich Harden. Boy, that was a game that was right there for the taking for the Tigers. And if they beat a guy like Harden in game 1 of the series, boy, that really sets you up for the final 2 games. You got to feel pretty good about at least winning the series at that point.
Well, Harden had great stuff last night in there. It looked early on like he was going to dominate the Tigers hitters, which he did for the most part all night long, but they did score a couple of runs off of him and had themselves in a position to win the game.
Carlos takes a rip on 2-0 and comes up empty. Guillen this year with 25 RBIs. He has hit safely in 14 of his last 17 games. The 2-1. A little bit inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Guillen's been one of those guys that has hit in several different spots in the lineup. He's hit 3rd, he's hit 5th, he's hit 6th. And at the beginning of the season, Jim Leland wanted him batting 5th in the lineup. When Sheffield was healthy, he was hitting 3rd. There's ball 4. It's another walk, and the Tigers now have a pair of base on balls in this inning. So Eveland is working himself into a jam here.
Number 8, Edgar Renteria.
He came in with 12 walks in 32 innings of work. And he'll face Renteria with 1 out. Maglio walked to start the inning. He's at second base. Guillen is at first. It would also be nice, I think, tonight, Rod, for the Tigers to get some early runs here and at least give Willis a little bit of a cushion, a little bit of breathing room. That would be nice for him.
Especially due to what he has gone through, just trying to get back to getting on the mound. But it's always nice to take a little stress off of the starter by getting an early lead.
Dontrell had a relatively uneventful first inning, gave up the hit to Cust, but that was it. Meanwhile, Eveland getting a talking to early on in this one.
We'll see if Renteria gets that fastball right here. And so many times after the pitching coach has gone out to talk to the pitcher, that very next pitch is a fastball, but Eveland's having a tough time commanding his fastball. He might go to one of his secondary pitches here. If that's what you get in your Renteria and you're looking fastball, simply take it.
Got a fastball, but it was low. 2-0. Eveland began his career in the Brewers organization, pitching in Milwaukee in 05 and 06, and then later was sent to the Diamondbacks. Pitched briefly in the big leagues last year with Arizona. The 2-0 is way inside, and now the count goes to 3-0 on Renteria. And the trouble starting to mount here for Dana Evelyn after a very easy 1-2-3 first.
It's Kurt Young, pitching coach here in Oakland.
Edgar taking on 3-0. It's a strike. Just above the belt. Pudge Rodriguez waiting his turn on deck. Tigers have to get him going as well offensively. There's another walk, and that's going to load the bases. 3 walks in the inning for Dana Evelyn, who all of a sudden has had trouble finding the strike zone.
And Tigers must capitalize here. And 3 base on balls in 1 inning. You've got to get somebody to touch home plate.
And Evelyn's not a guy that'll give up too many home runs. He's allowed just 3 in over 66 innings of work this year. Pudge with the bases loaded career is at 310. And there's strike 1 right at the knees on the outer edge. Pudge thought that might have been a tad low. It's always difficult for catchers to argue with the home plate umpire, or at least look at them cross-eyed, because they need to get pitches for their own pitcher later in the game. The 0-1 pitch.
What catchers do, however, is when they do put the catcher's gear on and they go back behind the plate, they'll simply just try to have a conversation with the umpire and ask him about certain pitches in a very professional way.
0-2. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Pudge fans for the second out of the inning and the second strikeout of the game for Evelyn. That is a huge one.
3 straight fastballs to Pudge Rodriguez. The last one a little bit elevated. That's a pitch that Pudge on occasion has a difficult time of laying off of, and it's one that's very tough to hit, especially in the 90-mile-per-hour range.
It seems like anytime an opposing pitcher gets 2 strikes on Pudge, it's almost automatic that they will elevate that fastball and try and get him to chase. Here's Ryan Rayburn now with 2 outs. Strike 1. Rayburn at a .196. He's hit 1 home run, but he is hitless in his last 13 at bats.
And Rayburn last year proved that he could swing the bat effectively with spotty playing time, which is tough to do. Very difficult to do.
Also difficult to hit when you're down 0-2, and that's the case right now for Rayburn. He did not like that call. So Evelyn now is 1 pitch away from pitching out of this jam here with the bases loaded. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Tigers will leave him full as Evelyn strikes out Pudge and Ryan Rayburn.
Wallside is partnering with Michigan homeowners to save you money. Now for a very limited time, Wallside will match your economic stimulus rebate up to $1,500 when you buy new Wallside windows. That's up to $3,000 of new windows for your home without paying a penny out of pocket. Energy-efficient Wallside windows save you money year-round, and only Wallside offers no interest for 4 years.
We can do that. We are the factory.
Call Wallside Windows now. 1-800-521-7800.
Okay, the first rule in wireless sales is to steer them toward the family plan. That's the real moneymaker. Yeah.
The family plan seems like a good deal.
Exactly, seems. All those people start sharing minutes and wham, overage city. Yeah.
Isn't that dishonest?
Fill up!
That's their world. With us, get 4 lines for $100 a month with local, long distance, and text, all unlimited. Metro PCS. Hello. The leader in unlimited.
Coors Light. It's not just a cold bottle of beer. It's a frost brewed beer. It's super chilled at 34 degrees. It's filtered cold. It's bottled cold. It's wrapped in a label that tells you when it's cold. So when you want a cold bottle of beer, ask for a beer with a taste as cold as the Rockies. Because refreshment isn't everything. It's the only thing. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
There are forces at work beyond our understanding.
On Friday, June 13th,
oh my God,
the director of The Sixth Sense and Signs brings you his first R-rated film. The Happening, rated R.
Tigers baseball on FSN Detroit is brought to you by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores and by Bell Tire. Trust us, we'll make you happy you came in. That's a promise. And that is the Palace of Fine Arts. As Emil Brown leads it off here in the second. So Ron Allen hangs out, the Palace of Fine Arts.
Not really.
No?
No.
I'm right there with you. Emil Brown hits the next pitch sharply off the glove of the shortstop Renteria, and the leadoff man is on.
I don't think Renteria saw that ball off the bat. He is one that usually gets a pretty good jump on the ball, and that ball was pretty much by him before he even reacted. This ball was hit like a bullet by Brown.
Second hit of the game now for the Athletics. That'll bring up Travis Buck. Tigers wasting a golden opportunity. They loaded the bases as Eveland ran into some control trouble, but he struck out the final two, and the Tigers left him loaded. Buck hitting just 163. He's another one of those Athletics that has had really a difficult time staying in the lineup. He has been bothered by some injuries. Started the year with shin splints, which put him on the DL. And Buck has had 3 stints on the disabled list in the last 2 years. Of course, Chavez has been hurt.
They have had a lot of turnover on their roster really the last couple of years with Billy Beane, their general manager, trading away veteran players, getting young players in return. And he has done that the last couple of years. Second-year manager Bob Guerin. They had a turnover in their coaching staff here as well this year.
The 0-2. He went around, tried to hold up. Willis has a strikeout. Well, they've used the DL quite a bit this year. How about 15 times? You see some big names on that list. Frank Thomas and Mike Sweeney.
It helps to have a pretty good farm system when you have this many injuries, and because they've continued to play consistent baseball.
1 on, 1 out. Derek Barton, the batter. He homered in the ball game last night. Strike 1. Talking about all the changes here with the Athletics. Mickey York was interviewing Houston Street for the Tigers Live pregame show, and Street has said that in the last 3 years here, it feels like he's played on 10 or 12 different teams. That's so many people have shuffled through here. Certainly a much different look than the ball club the Tigers saw in 06 for the ALCS.
It's kind of the way that it's done these days with small market ball clubs. We've witnessed it in the Central with Minnesota. Huge turnover on their roster. It gets to a point where you really can't afford your very expensive players.
Bouncing ball hit to the shortstop. Renteria to Polanco on, and the relay double play. Barton hits into the 6-4-3, and Dontrell Willis looking good for 2 innings.
Announcing the Jeep $299 gas guarantee.
Right now, when you buy or lease most Jeep vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year.
Or get a generous cash allowance on Grand Cherokee and Commander.
And I get a lifetime powertrain warranty.
Get the gas guarantee or up to $3,500 cash allowance on select models plus our lifetime powertrain warranty. Hurry to your Jeep dealer and let's refuel America.
Hi! Care to try Meyer brand apple juice? It's not made from concentrate. Believe it or not, not all brands can say that. Go ahead, give it a try.
What does Michigan International Speedway mean to you?
It's a road trip and camping with family and friends.
It's the free Saturday night concert for me.
It's tailgating with my friends and a cold drink.
Yeah, it's the flyover before the race.
Man, I love seeing Gordon, Stewart, and Johnson going 3 wide.
It's the best day of the year.
This is Michigan International Speedway. It's your speed. Great seats are available for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series LifeLock 400 on June 15th. Call 800-354-1010 or visit mispeedway.com to get your tickets today.
Top half of the third inning, no score in this one. Dontrell Willis looks awfully good through the first 2 innings. Later this week, see the Tigers host the Cleveland Indians in a 4-game series that runs Friday through Monday. Tickets remain for all 4 games. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
There are a lot of Tigers fans here in the Bay Area. We've seen a lot of Tigers fans in this ballpark. Curtis Granderson getting ready to lead it off. There's a couple more. Curtis apparently is her Tiger. He is 0 for 1 with a bounce out back in the first inning. Seeing signs now of Granderson becoming the player he was last year. More the guy that can affect a ball game in so many different ways. With his bat, with his glove, with his speed.
And he's going to get an opportunity to play against left-handers as well, as he is tonight against Evelyn. And Jim say, why not run him out there? And we signed him to be an everyday player. And now's the time.
2-1 on Granderson. Polanco and Thames to follow, top of the order here in the third.
A lot of left-handers like to hit against left-handed pitching. And for the simple reason, it makes you concentrate a little bit more. It makes you keep that front shoulder locked and loaded, which keeps your head still and allows you to put a good swing on the baseball.
Yeah, there's some guys, some left-handed batters that really have good numbers against lefties. We used to talk about Sean Casey being one of those hitters.
And we just saw one as well. Garrett Anderson, very good against left-handers. And typically guys that aren't necessarily power hitters, guys that will take a base hit and hit the ball the other way.
That one just missed. Granderson last year had 38 doubles, 23 triples, 23 home runs. And he stole 26 bases. Quite a season for Granderson. That's pulled to the second baseman on one big hop. Granderson is out, 1 away.
Number 14.
Got a couple of real good second basemen in this ball game defensively. Ellis being one. Of course, Polanco won a Gold Glove last year. Did not commit an error all season. Ellis has only committed 2 errors this year.
They can both hit a little bit too. Placido looks at a strike. Polanco is 0 for 1. Fly ball to center field in his first at bat. Back up the middle. Crosby has it. And Placido is 0 for 2. 2 gone.
Not often you say Polanco 0 for 2 against Oakland Athletics pitching. He has done wonderful work against them over the years.
Yeah, he came in over 400 against A's pitching into the series.
Let's see if Evelyn tries to sneak that fastball by Marcus once again inside. And usually Marcus is a guy that does not let pitchers get fastballs by him. Nice breaking ball. This Evelyn kid looks pretty good. Good slider. Got a slow breaking ball. He has a changeup. Hasn't thrown many of those so far. And his fastball's firm. His fastball's 92, 93 miles an hour.
Line drive caught by the shortstop Crosby on the backhand. And the Tigers again go 1-2-3. Bottom of the third coming up. No score.
I am your idea. Color me. Get me noticed. Make me shout. And stand out. Give me Rico color that always works. I am your idea. Make me brighter. Make me shine. I am your idea. Get me in there. Make it happen. In flying colors. It's you and me, and here we go. With Rico.
Announcing the Chrysler $299 gas guarantee.
Right now, when you buy or lease most Chrysler vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year.
Or get a generous cash allowance on Sebring Convertible and $300. All backed by our best in the business lifetime powertrain warranty.
Get the gas guarantee or up to $3,000 cash allowance on select models plus our lifetime powertrain warranty. Hurry to your Chrysler dealer and let's refuel America.
What can I say? It's in my blood. Racing, the STP, it really gets me going.
Because Marathon gasoline with STP provides extra cleaning power and helps maintain fuel economy?
That's right. I see all Marathon gas now contains STP additives.
My customers really appreciate it.
Yeah, STP's always been a winner. See y'all.
Remember, pit road speed.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Step into the cage for Tigers baseball on FSN Detroit. Closing out their long West Coast road trip, Ian and the Tigers can't head home without an all-out battle with Crosby and the A's. Tigers, Athletics, tomorrow at 3:30 on FSN Detroit.
Here come the Athletics in the bottom of the third. No score in this one tonight. Dontrell Willis has given up a couple of hits, but he's been helped out by double a play. He has one strikeout, hasn't walked anybody. And he is facing Carlos Gonzalez, Kurt Suzuki, and Mark Ellis in the Oakland third.
Talking to Chuck Hernandez before the game, and I was, kind of trying to get something from him as to what he's been doing with Dontrell. He says obviously one of the things that he has done, he's quieted his hands down. Not nearly the hand movement that Dontrell had last year with Florida.
On the ground to the first baseman, routine play there, and one away.
And the one thing by quieting his hands down allows his head to stay still. And this is something they've worked in all through spring training. And today, at least the early returns are good. But I said, Chuck, give me something else. He said, no, Ryder, I just want to see Dontrell smile again, he said. He said he has not had many moments where he has been smiling. And since Dontrell's come to the big leagues, I mean, that's kind of been his trademark. A guy having fun, a guy smiling, and just loving baseball.
When have you not seen Willis smiling? And that has been a big part of his makeup and really probably his success at this level.
Take a look at his hands here. I mean, they're just kind of quiet. I mean, there was a time where his hands went all the way up to his head would go up, therefore the high leg kick would come. And he had success doing it that way. And Chuck said, right, I can't take everything away from him. This is the kid that's been pitching like this his entire life, since he was a little bitty boy.
But it seems like they have simplified some things and just kind of cleaned some things up to make his delivery a little bit smoother, maybe some less moving parts.
And that's the key. I mean, the key for him is just to get his arm in a consistent slot, which was very difficult for him to do when he had so many moving parts. At least it was the last couple of years in the National League.
Kurt Suzuki, the batter, with one out. Willis won 10 last year, 12 the year before that. His big season was 05 when he won 22 games. And that one just missed. First walk of the game for the D-Train, who, as we mentioned, is a local kid out of Encinal High School.
Second baseman, number 14.
And Willis put up some big numbers.
Apparently, Willie Stargell went to that same high school.
Dontrell was named the California High School Player of the Year after his senior year. He was 10-1 that year with an 0.70 ERA.
You know what I was surprised at to hear, though? I mean, being the California Player of the Year, but yet he wasn't drafted until the 7th round.
That is kind of odd.
There are some good players in California.
Yeah, especially coming out of California. Had he come from, I don't know, Nebraska or anywhere in the Midwest, really, you can kind of understand that. But the quality of play at the high school level in the state of California is outstanding.
I've been to that high school. I was scouting one year in 1995, and Jimmy Rollins was one of the guys that was on my list. One of the guys that I was told to go out and take a look at and then give my evaluation on him. And so I took a visit to Encinal High School and watched Jimmy play and gave my evaluation on him.
I'm willing to guess that that evaluation was a pretty good one.
It was pretty good. I had 2 different ones on him, as a matter of fact.
Way outside, and the count goes to 3-0 now on Mark Ellis.
The first time I went to go see him play in a game, and he had a very good game. But then I came back to town to watch him again. And the scout here locally, we worked him out at a field. Where I watched him take batting practice, I watched him take ground balls, and I talked to him for about an hour. And after I came away after the second time, he was a little bit higher on my list. I knew at that point in time he was going to be a good player.
Way outside, that's ball 4, and that's going to put 2 men on now.
Well, Chuck Hernandez may have to go out and talk to him a little bit. He was so good early. All of a sudden, this team that the Oakland Athletics will run at, you will walk a lot. And they've been a little bit more patient here.
Well, Dontrell walked 7 in his first start of the year against the White Sox. It was the most odd line you would see. 5 innings, only 1 hit, 7 walks. In a game in which he got a no decision. He has walked a pair now here in the 3rd, and Bobby Crosby standing in. Ball 1. This is what you were talking about, Rod.
Yes.
The A's tops and walks. There's a strike call.
Strangely enough, the 2 batters that he has walked in this game, both right-handed batters, Suzuki and Ellis. He's been pretty good with the left-handers.
Crosby lined out to the right fielder back in the 1st inning. Bouncing ball, 3rd base side. Guillen to the backhand, tags the bag 1, and it's scooped at first base by Cabrera for the double play.
Mom loves it.
That was a huge twin killing, and Mama Joy says, nice job.
Announcing the Jeep $299 gas guarantee.
Right now, when you buy or lease most Jeep vehicles, you'll pay just $2.99 a gallon for gas or diesel in each of the next 3 years for up to the first 12,000 miles per year.
Or get a generous cash allowance on Grand Cherokee and Commander.
And I get a lifetime powertrain warranty.
Get the gas guarantee or up to $3,500 cash allowance on select models plus our lifetime powertrain warranty. Hurry to your Jeep dealer and let's refuel America.
At Comerica Bank, we believe in you. We believe in your family. We believe in your potential. We believe in your business. We believe in your future. And we want to prove it. Come by a Comerica Banking Center and find out how we can help you grow your business, plan for your future, and keep your money working for you.
Who can turn on a dime, then turn on the power?
Grand slam home run, Edgar Renteria.
Who can clear the sacks and go back to back?
Ordonez and Miguel Cabrera, back-to-back home runs.
Who's your Tiger? June 6th through the 9th, the Tigers' Central Division rivals, the Cleveland Indians, come to Comerica Park for a 4-game series. Don't miss out on all the action. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Oh, you gotta love it.
Who's your Tiger?
Top 4, no score. Dontrell Willis has had 2 double plays turned behind him, but the one in the 3rd was huge.
A nice pick here by Guillen. I mean, gets the ball in the short hop. He goes over, he tags the bag. He throws the ball down in the dirt over to Cabrera, and Cabrera shows some very soft hands over there. Cabrera didn't reach out too far, kind of allowed that ball to come to him. And Dontrell's mom, who was on the Carrabba's Italian pregame show today with John Keating, absolutely loves it, rooting for her baby boy.
So the D-Train has a couple of double plays behind him in this one, helping out the cause, and Maglio Ordonez leads it off in the 4th inning. Swings on the 1st and chops it to 3rd. Chavez is waiting, and 1 away. Hey, by the way, it's the 4th inning. You know what that means?
Affleck.
Where's the duck?
Affleck!
There he is. What you got for us tonight? Who are the last 2 African-American pitchers to win 20 games, 20 or more games, in a season? Good question tonight. Who are the last 2 African-American pitchers to win 20 or more in a season? Strike 1 is called on Miguel Cabrera. He's 0 for 1 with a fly ball back in the second.
That's one thing there's not a lot of, that is for sure. There are not many brothers pitching in the major leagues. They play other positions, but not many on the mound.
You just say brothers?
Yeah, I did.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, there have been some really dominant ones in baseball history, in recent baseball history. So just think about that. We'll get you the answer in the bottom of the 4th.
I know one. I'm trying to figure out who the second one is. I think I have it, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I got one too. The consensus one, everybody seemed to get one, but that second one was more difficult. The 1-2 pitch. Good pitch, but it just missed. And Cabrera took a very close one that almost hit the outside corner. 2-2. Guillen will be next as we play here in the 4th in a scoreless game. Much like last night, a very tight ball game.
Of course, CC Sabathia won, what, 19 games last year, correct?
Yeah, see, that was my guess. And I'll bet that was the guess of a few people who now will take him off the board.
Yeah, take him off the board.
3-2. We're narrowing it down. Miguel trying to get it going here with 1 out in the 4th inning. Tigers have had some walks, but not a whole lot other than that. They have not had a hit. They walked the bases loaded back in the 2nd with only 1 out, and Evelyn pitched out of it with a couple of strikeouts.
That has been a troublesome area for them this year on occasion. When they do get themselves in a situation where really all they need is a fly ball to capitalize on the wildness of the opposing pitcher, they just can't get it done. Situational hitting.
Line drive, base hit.
He tried to climb the ladder against Cabrera with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball, and big fella got on top of it. Cabrera, before the game started today, was the only player on the Tigers roster that had seen Evelyn previously, and that was just one at bat. He has got such strong legs.
When you haven't seen a guy, and as you said, most of the Tigers had not, is that one of those days where you sit in front of the television and watch a lot of the tape of this guy and what he features?
Oh, for sure. You want to see if there's any tendencies. You know the 4 pitches that he has. So what you try to pick up is you try to watch hitters on other teams that are similar to yourself. And then you kind of watch how he pitches to them, and then you can get a pretty good idea of what you may be getting in certain situations, in certain counts, if you pay attention.
Carlos Guillen with 1 on and 1 out. How about guys that you have seen before, pitchers that you've seen a lot of? Do you tend maybe to look at your personal at-bats against that guy in the past?
Yes, and you try to see how he has had success against you. Not so much what you've done against him, because obviously if you've had success against him, he's going to change. And so you try to watch the at-bats where he has done a very good job against you, because more than likely he's going to go back to that. If he's getting you out one way, guess what? He's not going to change until you make an adjustment.
Well, Evelyn again running into a little bit of control trouble here. 2-0.
If he throws Carlos a fastball, he's going to clobber it.
He missed with it, and the count goes to 3-0.
He might green light Carlos here. Carlos is one of those guys that Jim does trust, but Evelyn's already walked 3, so Leland may be thinking, you know what, let's see if he's wild and let's capitalize in that way.
You might as well green light him. And I guess you also have to trust the judgment of Guillen, that even though he's getting green light doesn't mean you have to go after it. And he is taking it strike.
I could tell just by the way he was standing in the batter's box that time that he wasn't going to swing.
Three balls, 1 strike on Carlos Guillen. And there's ball 4. So Carlos walks for the 2nd time in this game, and that'll put runners at 1st and 2nd.
Hey fans, this week the Tigers are featured once again on Fox Saturday Baseball when they host the Cleveland Indians. And coverage begins at 3:30 in high definition on your local Fox station.
The Indians coming to town in the next homestand.
I think they had to put Jake Westbrook back on the disabled list again.
Well, I didn't hear that, really?
Yeah, something going on with his elbow.
Well, I know the fans of the Indians and the Tigers not getting what they expected at the start of this season. And you've got the team that is in first place, and their manager is going off.
They won today, too, and they had some pretty good offense going. Ozzie was complaining about his team's offense. They scored 9 runs against the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City's still not on that losing streak, are they?
No, that ended.
Okay.
In fact, they came in having won 2 in a row. Little chopper hit towards second base. There's one. Here comes Crosby's relay, and that is a double play. So the Tigers have turned 2, and the A's get one to help out Evelyn.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
The one you really need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Before the race, behind the scenes, being in the middle of it all. NASCAR on speed. Are you ready to be there? See it, feel it, live it. Nobody covers NASCAR like NASCAR on speed. NASCAR on speed. Be there.
Aflac trivia question again tonight. Who are the last 2 African-American pitchers to win 20 or more games in a season? You should get one.
Aflac!
The Duck says it's, of course, Dontrelle Willis and Dave Stewart, who won 22 back in 1990.
Dave Stewart did it multiple times. Dave Stewart resurrected his career when he came to Oakland and with pitching coach Dave Duncan.
Just love watching him pitch. He had that the cap out over his eyes. He would glare at you, very intimidating.
Nickname was Smoke.
Stewart was?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Smoke.
Well, the D-Train back to work. This is his 4th inning. That was the plan, according to Jim Leland, to get him through 4 and then maybe Galarraga in the next 4 or 5 innings, depending on how the game went. But Willis, despite a couple of walks in the 3rd, got a big double play, and he's looked all right tonight. This will be his 43rd pitch. Back out of play.
That's a power hitter for you. And knowing that Dontrelle has had some control issues this year and last year, and Cust, he got a 2-0 fastball and let it all hang out.
You were talking about how this guy has a lot of walks and a lot of strikeouts. Leads the league in walks. That went way inside, but Cust has also struck out 15 times in his last 9 games.
When they're hot, you can ride them. But when they're not, you still have to ride them because they might hit you a 3-run home run any minute.
You got that right. And this guy's been one of those guys that when he gets hot, he can be awfully good. High again, and he lost him. So the leadoff base on balls.
And for the younger viewers that do not know who Dave Stewart is, here he is.
Very intimidating presence on the mound.
He had 4 consecutive 20-win seasons. 4 in a row.
And he had all of those with Oakland. He also pitched with Toronto, won 168 games in his career.
Well, Dontrell has to find the strike zone again here now, and he has to find it quickly.
Stewart, part of that 89 team. Fouled straight back by Chavez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was when they had the earthquake, wasn't it, with the Giants and the Oakland Athletics?
Was that the 89 series?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. I was in Japan watching the World Series, as a matter of fact.
A little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
We didn't get much American TV over there, but they would show, you know, the World Series,
Sure.
and all of a sudden, it's not there anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, no, let me watch some TV.
Here's the 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And they may have to get Galarraga up here soon and get him hot.
Dontrell, all right, he was hopping around after that last pitch.
He did.
And now Kevin Rander's coming out, and along with Jim Leland, I hope it's not that knee.
No, I think it is. To be perfectly honest with you, we'll see. But he is walking on it a little gingerly right now. And Pudge, when he took the throw from Dontrell, he walked out halfway, and he was going to calm him down a little bit, and then he decided to go all the way out there.
You saw the shot of Galarraga had his jacket on. He was nowhere near getting up or getting ready to get up. And here's Willis again. Yep, there's the wince and the hop.
He's saying that he's okay.
Well, he's taking his tune-up tosses, and apparently he is convinced the skipper he's all right. Mom says, please don't take him out of this game. Let him be okay.
Yeah, I think she's praying for his health.
Well, it's 3-1 on Chavez. And there's a strike. Chavez thought he had ball 4 there. Chavez fly to right field, hit one deep back in the first inning. It was run down by Ordonez.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer Dontrell is going to be able to stay in there. He's continuing to jump around out there, and you can just see he's a little uncomfortable.
Well, there is action now in the Tigers bullpen. Galarraga is throwing, but so is Aquilino Lopez.
Well, Lopez can get ready sooner than Galarraga if they have to make a decision here in the near future. Lopez can get hot sooner than Galarraga. Galarraga's going to take a little bit longer to get heated up because he's been in that starting role.
Good call. Well, it's back-to-back walks, and that's 4 base on balls now for Willis. This is another one of those spots where a handy-dandy double play would help. Emil Brown had a single back in the second. Willis gave up a single, no damage in the first, a single, no damage in the second. A couple of walks, but pitched out of it in the third, and now 2 more walks here in the fourth. Ball 1. Scoreless game. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning, but the Athletics are threatening. The Tigers unable to take advantage of some walks that Evelyn gave up. Line drive foul down the left field line. 1-1.
And they said they were going to try to get Dontrell up to 65, 70 pitches in this ball game. But I think how he comes out of this inning will depend on whether they're able to do that or not.
Low, and it gets away from Pudge. To the backstop it goes, and the runners advance. A wild pitch. Lopez, if needed, should be pretty close to being ready. He has been looking into the Tigers dugout. And now with first base open and a 2-1 count on Emil Brown. Fouls it off. 2-2.
Well, you know everybody's rooting for this young man. He's very important to the Tigers' success this year. Galarraga has been outstanding, but they do need Dontrell to pitch well. He went.
He went is right. And strike three is called by Darrell Cousins. Boy, is that huge, because that ball was in the dirt. And a nice block by Pudge.
Outstanding slider. Outstanding pitch.
It's a second strikeout for D-Train, and Pudge saved a run here.
What a pitch.
Pudge Rodriguez scooping that one in the dirt to his left. Did a nice job of sliding over and smothering that ball and saving a run. And now it's going to be Travis Buck. There's a strike, 0-1. Buck struck out back in the second. Batting only just 160. Former #1 pick out of Arizona State. We talked about all the ASU guys that played in that same time frame at Arizona State and went on to play in the big leagues. Buck is one of them. And he did not like that last call. 0-2.
A couple of real good fastballs away from his arm side on the outside part of the plate. On the black.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Buck. And look at this. Willis now one batter away from getting out of this jam.
93 miles an hour on that last fastball. 93.
Number 10, Larry Barton.
That says it all.
2 gone. Here's Derek Barton. Careful with him. He homered off a left-hander. Kenny Rogers in the ballgame last night. He has a double play ball tonight. 0 for 1.
And Dontrell continues to hop around after every single pitch. But he's determined to get through this. After every pitch, he hops off that right leg.
Pudge held it there, but a tad outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts for Dontrell. And Leland just trying to get him through this 4th inning. Again, just missing outside. 3-1. Carlos Gonzalez waiting on deck.
Which means even if he does lose Barton, there's a pretty good chance he will stay in for one more hitter at least.
Popped him up foul. This one will head back out of play. Fill the count now. 3-2 on Barton. Talked about all of the last night, all the pitchers that have come through Oakland here in the past couple of years and have either been dealt or have moved on. Mark Mulder, one of them. Derek Barton came in the Mulder trade to the Athletics.
So they got Harden in that deal and this kid?
Actually, yes.
Wow.
Heron, rather.
You're right,
Heron, not Harden. There is ball 4. So that is the 5th walk now. They're going to load the bases. And we'll see if Dontrell now will stay in the game to face the lefty here. You would imagine he would. A rookie left-hander, nonetheless. 77 the low pitch. Comcast telling us he's thrown as high as 93. Bases are loaded. Key spot in this game for both the Tigers and Willis.
Isn't that a helpless feeling when you're watching your
It's
kids, watching your kids play?
I can't imagine what it's like at this level. There's strike 1.
I mean, you're sitting there and you're watching your son play or your daughter play, and you want them to do so well, but there's absolutely nothing you can do to help them.
Dontrell trying to work out of this 4th inning jam in which he has walked the bases loaded. 1 ball and 1 strike on Gonzalez.
Both pitchers have walked the bases loaded in this game.
And to this point, neither offense has been able to get that big hit. Let's keep it that way. 2-1.
He continues to miss against all the left-handers on the outside part of the plate, off the plate.
Ground ball to first base, gobbled up by Cabrera, who tags the bag for the out, and Dontrell Willis with a big fist pump. And his mom says, "Whew, I can breathe again."
You know, but 2 very tough ladies, you know what I mean? So they kind of played the role of the mother and the father. So I had a great support system, though. You know, they're all athletes in my family. So we grew up watching the Oakland A's and had a great time where, you know, they had the Bash brothers and Dave Stewart. So I think that's where, you know, my family and myself got the love for the game and the passion for the game.
Well, what a thrill it has to be for Dontrell to come in here to Oakland and pitch in this ballpark in front of his mom and his grandmother in 4 shutout innings. And there's his grandmother, Naomi. And they had to be a little bit nervous in the bottom of the 4th inning, but he pitched out of the bases loaded jam. Time to get some food now, I guess.
And Grandma was always dishing out the cash.
Isn't that the truth? Here's Pudge Rodriguez to lead it off.
If Mom and Dad didn't have it, you could always go to Grandma and Grandpa.
I used to go to Grandma first, actually.
They never tell the boys no.
No, they don't, ever.
And Grandpa like, dude, go get a job. Get a paper route or something.
Don't come around here looking for money.
Go wash the car. Mow the lawn. Do something.
Pudge fanned back in the 2nd. The 2-0. He did go around, according to first base umpire Angel Hernandez.
Does it ever warm up around this place?
Well, it's supposed to be nice and toasty tomorrow.
Is it really?
Mid-70s, they said. Short sleeve weather tomorrow. It's a day game as well. It hasn't been too warm in really any part of the country early on this year.
It's nice in L.A.
Well, that's true. Phoenix. It's always warm there. Got the blankets going tonight. Another chilly evening. And there's a walk for Pudge Rodriguez. We've seen 1,000 walks tonight between these 2 pitchers. How many walks is that for Pudge now?
He might have 9.
Really? That many?
He had 9 last year. He's got close to 9.
Let's see. He has 9. Exactly 9.
He's ahead of his pace.
By quite a bit, actually. Ryan Rayburn struck out with the bases full back in the 2nd.
Evelyn doesn't have a great move. It's an okay move, but not a great move. Now, he has drawn comparisons here in the Bay Area to David Wells, I guess because of his body type. Not as tall as Wells, but kind of got some thickness in his lower half.
Well, they say that he has always battled his weight. He had really terrific numbers in the minor leagues. Was 28-18 with an ERA of 2.61. But at the big league level, he hasn't been able to approach those numbers. There goes the runner, and it's grounded foul, so they put a runner in motion, and Rayburn couldn't put it in play.
There's a rumor going around saying that we will go home to very toasty weather in the 90s this weekend.
Back in Detroit?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Think we can do the game on Friday in shorts and t-shirts? No.
Not if you don't want to call from the principal.
That's line to right field. It is a fair ball. It'll go to the corner. Here comes Punch to third base. They're going to stop in there, and Ryan Rayburn has a double, and the Tigers have another scoring chance.
And give Rayburn some credit. Yeah, because he hit the pitch. But really no credit to Evelyn. I mean, no balls and 2 strikes. The hitter really shouldn't get this good a pitch to hit. It's a fastball that's away from him. You know the hitter's trying to stay back a little bit longer because they want a longer look. And he sliced that ball right down the right field line.
Well, the Tigers need to take advantage of this chance here. There's nobody out. They have let Evelyn wiggle out of a couple of jams.
Well, ground ball to second base will get 1 run in, and that will also get Rayburn over to third.
That's exactly what Granderson did in his last at bat. He bounced out 4-3. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of grounders. 8 hits on this road trip for the Tigers center fielder, who is out there against righties and lefties these days. There's a strike. D-Train pitched out of a couple of jams tonight, chatting it over now with Chuck Hernandez.
Even though he walked 5, it's a starting point for him.
Ground ball hit to the right side. There you go, just as the doctor ordered. That'll get a run in. That'll move Rayburn to third, and the Tigers take the lead.
That's a good at-bat. And for those of you that at home that really don't know, I know a lot of you do. And we have some very smart baseball fans at home. But when there's runners on second and third, if you hit a ground ball to second, you get the other guy over to third, you score 1. They choose to bring the infield in now, which means Polanco needs to hit a fly ball or something hard through the infield to score the next run. But you get the benefit of scoring a couple of runs without getting a base hit.
And Polanco will have an opportunity.
This is money for Polanco. His numbers with runners in scoring position in the last couple of years.
And the infield's in.
And the numbers that he has had against Oakland.
So what you're saying here is you would be shocked if this run does not score.
Absolutely. Yeah, but it's a good play by Bob Guerin on the other side. And to put some pressure on Polanco to hit the fly ball.
Back up the middle, that'll do the trick. It's a single and an RBI for Placido. And the Tigers take a 2-0 lead.
Polanco is usually money in those situations.
Number 33.
And the Tigers weren't very good from a situational standpoint early in this game. Very good in this inning. Very quiet with his hands. He chokes up on the bat.
Boy, the twists and turns this game has had. The Tigers had him loaded with 1 out, didn't score in the second.
Too bad Dontrell couldn't go back out there for 1 inning and shut them down, which would qualify him for a win.
The A's, meanwhile, had 2 walks, didn't score in the third. 3 walks, didn't score in the fourth. Galarraga getting ready to come into this game. Meanwhile, Marcus Thames batting with only 1 out.
You kind of knew the day was coming, though, when Dontrell would get a start over Galarraga, even though Galarraga has been so good pitching for the Tigers since coming up and taking Dontrell's spot. When Dontrell was working on his rehab assignments in the minor leagues, they were both working on the same day.
Well, the point you made, I think, in the last half inning is probably the most valid point, in that the Tigers have tied up a lot of money in Dontrell and a big investment the next 3 years here. And as Jim Leyland said before the game, we don't have Willis here to just make road trips and not pitch. He is a big part of our future, and it's good to see him smile because he did a nice job tonight, despite the walks.
That's what Chuck Hernandez said he wanted to see. He was emphatic about that. If you really think about it, I mean, this is a place where he should have had success tonight. Even though he has had some trouble with his command and his control, he's pitching at home. This is a pitcher-friendly ballpark. His mom, his grandmother's here. Lots of friends. And they got a lot of left-handers in their batting order, too. And he limited left-handers to a 123 batting average last year.
Well, you didn't know if that was going to be a good thing or a bad thing. Obviously, a lot of lefties is a good thing, but it's also a team that walks quite a bit. And that was a bad thing because he did walk 5 in this game, but he just avoided that big inning. So it worked out for him tonight.
Yes, it did.
And it worked out for Leyland, who decided that it would be Willis to make the start tonight.
Very uncommon for a manager before the game starts to say that he's going to start one guy and then bring another guy in after the other guy's gotten to his limit. That's some of the things you do in spring training.
Meanwhile, the walks continue to mount for Evelyn.
Visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, clubhouse caps and t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear from the source. Shop at tigers.com. You can get you one of those sharp jackets like Jim Leyland is sporting here tonight.
Here is Maglio. 6 walks now for Evelyn. And he missed badly there to Ordonez. The 6 base on balls is a season high. Activity in the bullpen for the Athletics. Brad Ziegler warming up. In fact, the 6 walks here is a career high for Evelyn. Muttering to himself a little bit right now.
Yeah, usually when you walk 6, the end result is not a good one.
And it's 2-0.
Maglio should get a real good pitch to hit here.
Mags 0 for 1. He did walk back in the second. His .322 average coming in was 4th in the American League. Ordonez sitting pretty right now, waiting on a 2-0 with 2 men on. Tigers have Polanco at second base. Marcus Thames at first. And it's 3-0. Well, Bob Guerin is thinking, can anybody throw a strike? You got Cabrera waiting on deck. There's a strike. 3-1. It's fouled back kind of play. We haven't seen too many Tigers this year that actually swing on 3-0. And Gary Sheffield has talked about the fact that he just doesn't like to do it for whatever reason. But even Maglio doesn't really swing on 3-0.
No, we don't have a lot of guys to do. We really don't. I think Jim will put the runners in motion here, though.
And there they go. And he just missed for ball 4. Ordonez gets another walk, 7 of them now for Evelyn.
Let's take a look at the Bell Tire pitch-by-pitch sequence from Evelyn to Maglio. He falls behind him, 2 balls and no strikes. And for whatever reason, as you mentioned, a career-high walks for Evelyn in this ball game of 7. He has just not been able to find a consistent arm slot. Therefore, he has not thrown many strikes. Therefore, he is out of the game.
So Wallside Windows pitching change. They'll go to the bullpen. We'll step aside. We'll be back in a 2-0 game. And only 1 out.
And judging by the angle that Ziegler is throwing from, he's a guy that can get you some ground balls. And so if you're Cabrera, make him get that sinker ball up to get yourself at least a fly ball into the outfield. Oakland always seems like they have one of these types of guys on their roster. A right-hander with some deception. And the throws from underneath, little sinker slider guy.
Ground ball foul down the third base line.
And most of the time when you see right-handers drop down to this kind of angle, partner, that means they weren't very successful throwing from 3/4.
Well, Tigers have one in Clay Rapata. Only he comes from the left side.
Yes.
In the air right field. Buck backing up. Polanco will tag. He'll come in to score. RBI for Cabrera.
And the Tigers have played some nice situational hitting in this inning. And Granderson with a ground ball to second base with a runner on third, which scored Pudge Rodriguez. Base hit by Polanco. And then you've got Cabrera hitting a ball to the outfield with the bases loaded, sacrifice fly. Of course, it helps when you get 7 walks, too.
Yeah, that sets you up. And the Tigers have scored 3 times. And now Carlos Guillen with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Strike 1 on the outer edge. Carlos has walked a couple of times. Dontrell Willis going 4 innings. Tigers have taken the lead here, but he is not eligible for a win. You have to go at least 5. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Galarraga's got his skates on. Skate right into a victory.
You get a vulture one. Swoop in.
Galarraga probably didn't like the fact that Dontrell was getting the start in favor of him because he's pitched so well. I mean, he was just 1 pitch from throwing a complete game shutout in his last start in L.A. But he'll take a 3-0 lead going into the 5th.
Well, you can't blame him, obviously, for being upset if indeed he is. And you would imagine that he would have wanted to start here tonight. But I think he also understands the situation of Dontrell Willis and how important it was to get him back out there. And Guillen is hit by the pitch. It's going to reload the bases. And here comes Kevin Rad to take a look at Carlos Guillen.
It was a breaking ball. I don't know exactly where it got him at, but apparently it got him pretty good.
And it's the knee area, apparently. Otherwise, you don't see a guy hopping around that much when he's hit with a breaking ball. But it must have got him in the right spot. Ugh. The back knee. Direct hit.
Looked like he got him right on the kneecap.
So they're loaded up. And here's the 9th man to bat in the inning, Renteria. One hit away are the Tigers now from breaking this one open a little bit. They lead 3-0. This inning all started with a walk from Pudge Rodriguez and then a double by Ryan Rayburn. It's 0-2. .25 RBIs this year for Edgar. He's hit into a double play in this game. He's also walked. Seems like every Tigers batter has walked. 7 of them for Dana Evelyn, tonight's starter.
And for the most part, Oakland, they pitch very well on most nights.
It slides in low. And it's 1-2 on Renteria. Well, it's been the Oakland pitching staff that has kept them at least close in the American League's West Division behind the Angels. It's way inside. There you go. There are the ERA leaders in the American League. The Jays, the Sox, and then the Athletics. Foul that one off. Two and 2 on Edgar Renteria. Tigers had 3 hits in this game, only 2 for the Athletics. Ground ball hit slowly toward third. Chavez on the charge. And that is that for the Tigers. They send 9 men to the plate, scored 3 times. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th in Oakland.
Announcing the
no runs. The 5 walks backed up with a 3 strikeouts. 70 pitches tonight, and a good start for Dontrell on his comeback trail. And his mom, Joyce, has to feel pretty good about watching this one as well. The new pitcher for the Tigers, as expected, Mr. Armando Galarraga.
And now the 9th game that Galarraga has been in for the Tigers. 8 of them starts. 4-2. He has been tremendous this year for Tigers. 182 opponents batting average against.
Number 9 hitter Kurt Suzuki leads it off. Suzuki, then Ellis, and then Bobby Crosby. 3-0 Detroit. They got all 3 in the top of the 5th. Suzuki walked back in the 3rd. Galarraga misses inside. 2-0. Way inside, and down goes Suzuki. Spun him to the ground. 3 balls and no strikes.
I don't think this was as close as Suzuki made it out to be.
No. Pudge is even looking at him like, what are you doing?
Come on.
3-0 on Suzuki. There's a strike. That look from Pudge was classic. Here's a 3-1. That's inside, ball 4. So yet another walk in this game. Evelyn had 7, 5 for Dontrell, now 1 for Galarraga. Well, how about Rodney and Zamaya?
Rodney is probably going to surface here real soon if he continues to put up these types of numbers. And Jim Leland said that Zamaya more than likely will make a couple of more outings in Lakeland, and they will reevaluate him before possibly sending him on his way up to Toledo to pitch some more baseball. But it's a good sign to see both guys pitching. And neither guy has had any setbacks whatsoever. And so that's positive.
Are you kind of shocked that they're talking about Zumaya in June instead of July?
No, not really, because I talked to Zumaya in spring training at length. And he said all along that he was ahead of schedule. Ahead of the schedule that they had said that they'd like to keep him on.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, regardless, it's good news for that guy right there, because Jim Leyland has just been waiting and waiting to kind of piece together his bullpen. And if he gets those 2 guys back heading into the second half of the season, he can feel a whole lot more comfortable about what he has at his disposal. That's assuming that both of those guys pitch well.
13 walks in this game today. And you never know how Galarraga's going to act. I mean, he's been starting all year. And so really the first time that he's pitching out of the bullpen this year.
It's a good point. And so far a walk, and he's fallen behind Mark Ellis.
And one thing he's been good at, he has absolutely dominated right-handed hitters this year.
That's low. 3-1. Crosby on deck. He had the game winner last night. Galarraga needs to throw a strike here. It's fouled straight back. 3-2.
126 to be exact against righties.
It's not like lefties are pounding him either.
They're not. Almost pitched his first complete game shutout. His last start. And before Izturis got him. Izturis got him, right?
Yeah, all guys in that lineup.
His first home run of the year.
Izturis. It's popped up. Foul ground. There's going to be plenty of room out there for Cabrera. It's the first time, I think, in this series so far we've seen that foul ground come into play. 1 gone.
It couldn't have come at a better time if you're Galarraga.
Now he'll face Bobby Crosby. Talked about some of the injuries that the Athletics have had. Crosby finally has been healthy. Played in all 58 for the Athletics this year. But he's a guy that has been on the disabled list quite a bit. Former Rookie of the Year. That was back in 2004.
He hit 239
and won the award.
And won Rookie of the Year. 239.
Now, he did also hit 22 homers and knocked in 64. But I'm willing to guess the 239 has to be the lowest of any Rookie of the Year award winner.
In a long time, anyway.
Yeah. Don't know that for fact, but he won it.
Wasn't a whole lot of rookies doing a whole lot that year, I guess.
Well, for the last 3 straight years, he has failed to play 100 or more games. That's how many games he has missed because of injuries. Now the 2-1. Checked it. He wins. 2-2.
And that's why Galarraga is so good against right-handed hitters. This slider looks like a fastball coming out of his hand. All of a sudden, as a hitter, you recognize fastball. You take your swing, and by the time you hold up, you've gone too far.
It's low. Well, you're right. In 04, the guys that finished right behind Crosby, the next 3 of them were pitchers. Takatsu, Cabrera, and Greinke. So there weren't a whole lot of guys that were good rookie hitters that year. David DeJesus that season. That's about it. 3-2. A pop-up foul back out of play. Crosby is 0 for 2, a line out and a double play. Suzuki led it off with a walk. How about their number 9 hitter tonight? He's walked twice. He is on with 1 out. Off the inside part of the plate, there's another walk. Second of the inning for Galarraga. 14 walks between the two staffs tonight. Jim Leland's team taking a 3-0 lead, but now the base on ball is becoming a factor here in the 5th. So I guess the downside of having Galarraga come out of the pen, as you mentioned, this is the first time he has done it this year. And there have been some starts when Armando has had a little bit of control issues in his first inning. Same story here tonight in the 5th, which is his first inning out of the pen.
Well, as bad as the Tigers need a win, I don't know how long Jim Leland will wait around here tonight if Galarraga does not have good control.
Ball outside to J.Cust.
Oakland has 5 left-handed hitters in their batting order tonight. Bobby C pitched last night. They called up Casey Fossum from the minor leagues today, which is a left-handed pitcher. We'll see him today more than likely.
Swing and a tip out of the glove of Pudge Rodriguez. 1-1.
They got a guy standing in the batter's box right now that can tie this score up with 1 swing.
He's hit 9 bombs this year. Cust has walked 3 times in this series, leads the American League with 44 base on balls. What a story J.Cust has been for the Athletics. He began last season in AAA for San Diego, and by the time the year ended, he was the leading home run hitter on the A's big league team.
San Diego dropped the ball on that one. They wish they had him. But he's an American League player.
Power out of that DH spot.
Not very good in the outfield. But as long as you drive in more than you let in, you're okay.
2-1 pitch. 2-2 on J.Cust.
At some point in time, Galarraga has been behind all 4 hitters that he has seen in this game.
Galarraga relieving Willis, who went the first 4 innings. Now it's 3-2.
Still no activity.
No.
In Tigers bullpen.
It's quiet. Chavez waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Cust is out of there, and a big strikeout for Galarraga.
He decided to throw him a breaking ball there, a pitch that he has a tremendous amount of confidence in. And that was really all he needed to get Cust to swing right underneath it.
3-2 breaking ball for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Eric Chavez. Walking a fly ball for Chavez. And a ball outside, 1-0.
You know, I was telling that story earlier of how I went to go watch Jimmy Rollins play when he was in high school here in the Bay Area. I also traveled to San Diego when I was doing some scouting to watch Chavez play that same year. He was the #1 pick that year of the Oakland Athletics. I had some good guys on my list.
Uh-oh. That ball is hit well to right field, and that ball is gone. A 3-run homer for Eric Chavez, and it's 3-3.
And he did a lot of that the day I watched him in high school, too. And he's been doing it a lot here in the major leagues. The walks killed Galarraga there.
Yeah, they both came around to score.
Oh, that was a fastball right down the middle. 1-0 count, which means he's fallen behind all 5 hitters in the ball game.
That has his crowd buzzing. Chavez hits his first home run of the season. Recently off the disabled list, paying some big-time dividends tonight for the Athletics. 3-3 game. Brown hammers one foul down the left field line. Plenty of distance on that one as well. Chavez picks up his first 3 RBIs also on the season. That ball was hit a long way. And this is an A's team that will not hit too many home runs. Popped him up. Pudge behind the plate. And Brown is out. But not before Chavez hits a 3-run homer to tie this one up. Eric Chavez has tied this one up. It is a 3-3 game as we go to the 6th inning. And a reminder to see the Tigers tangle with the White Sox June 10th through 12th. Wednesday, June 11th is 70s night, with the first 7,500 fans receiving a Tigers Retro 70s t-shirt. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or check it out online at tigers.com.
We got a new game, partner.
We do indeed. And the Tigers are going to have to get the bats going again. They had a chance to really bust that one open. In the 5th inning, they settled for 3 runs, and then Chavez hit a long one.
Man, not a bad idea there by Pudge. And Chavez playing back at third. Over the years, we have seen Pudge probably attempt to bunt 2-3 times a year.
Well, despite the fact that he's a catcher, he still runs very well.
Keeps himself in real good shape.
Ziegler knocks that one down, and Pudge is out. One gone. These two staffs have combined for
too many.
You know where I'm going, don't you?
Yeah, too many.
14 walks. Three of them have scored.
And usually on a night where it's been that many walks, usually somebody has a beef with the umpire.
Yeah, good point. Not tonight, though.
I think Pudge was the only one that questioned one call, and that was way back in the 2nd inning.
Rayburn had a big double back in the 5th. Swings and misses again. 1-2.
And Ziegler's got that little sinker that he runs in on the right-hander's hands. It kind of just dips right under the bat barrel. And he also has a real big breaking ball.
Talking about how the Athletics don't hit a lot of home runs. They have 41 as a team now, which is 4th fewest in the American League. But the home run ball jumps up and bites the Tigers tonight. Chavez with his 3-run homer. They got a homer last night from Derek Barton, so they've homered in both games in the series. Ground ball back up the middle. Crosby gobbles this one up. 2 outs. Well, these are updated. Chicago beat KC today, right? Yes, they beat Kansas City 9-5. Texas beat Cleveland.
Minnesota also lost, but boy, they're 30-28. How do they get it done?
Especially when you consider Delman Young really is not having a great year, and he's one of the big bats they brought over.
Joe Mauer hit his first home run of the year last night.
Anderson waves and misses. 1-1.
Delman did have a good game yesterday, though. He had 3 doubles, drove in a couple of runs.
Strike called on the outer edge. Here's the 1-2. Turn that one over to first base. Fair ball. Granderson is out, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. Bottom of the sixth on the way. 3-3. Down the middle, right down Broadway. Boom. A 3-run homer to tie it up in the 5th inning. The frost-brewed Coors Light freeze can. Mr. Galarraga back to the hill. He surrendered that home run back in the 5th inning. He'll face Travis Buck to start it off in the home half of the 6th. Buck, Barton, and Gonzalez. Blown away 1-0. It has been a rocky night for Travis Buck. He has fanned twice, batting just .159. Galarraga missing again. 2-0 the count.
And despite the low batting average for Buck, I was talking to their bench coach yesterday, Don Wakamatsu, and he said they're very high on him. They think at some point in time he's going to be a real good player.
Foul ground, room for Cabrera. For the out, one gone. Well, he had a nice college career. Looks like he could be a good big league hitter. He's 0 for 3 tonight, though.
Number 10, Derek.
Here's Derek Barton. Walking a double play ball. Barton came in hitting just .136 in his last 34 games, so really up and down the lineup. This Athletics team has had trouble from the offensive end. Although Barton had a good game last night with a home run. Pops this one in the air to shallow left field. Ryan Rayburn coming in. 2 gone.
Oakland really has no choice but to continue to give a lot of these young players an opportunity to play up here. They've made some deals where they've traded away some veteran players to get some young talent, although some of these guys should still be in the minor leagues. They've got nobody else, and that's why these guys are pretty much learning on the job.
And the veterans they do have, like Frank Thomas and Mike Sweeney, they're on the DL. Here's another great example. Gonzalez, who came over in the Heron deal.
Huge prospect in Arizona's organization.
He was the centerpiece, wasn't he?
Yes.
In that deal? Coming the other way, obviously. Slowly back up the middle. Polanco makes a nice play. And a 1-2-3 inning for Galarraga. We've played 6, still tied at 3. Believe in your future, and we want to prove it. Visit any Comerica Banking Center or Comerica.com. San Francisco all lit up.
They've got a beautiful skyline here in San Francisco.
Got a new pitcher now for the Oakland Athletics.
The well-traveled Alan Embry. 28th game that he has been in this year. Wow. He has pitched a lot. 24 strikeouts in 24 innings against 7 walks in the league, hitting .236 against Allen.
His travels have taken him from Cleveland to Atlanta to San Francisco to the White Sox to San Diego to Boston. On and on and on and on.
Former #1 draft choice of the Cleveland Indians.
Placido Polanco singled in a run of the Tigers' 3-run 5th. We are tied up. Chavez tied it up in the bottom of the 5th with a 3-run homer. Strike right at the knees, and it's 1-1 on Polanco. Placido 17 RBIs.
Apparently, Alan Embry is pretty good against right-handed hitters, because the next 4 he will see are all right-hand batters.
With a little bit of pop. Thames, Ordonez, Cabrera lurking.
.214 batting average against righties. I guess that's the reason why.
Sometimes you have to delve within the numbers to figure out why certain moves are made. 214 tells the story there.
Delve into the numbers, huh?
Delve, yeah. Got to look deep sometimes. 1-2. Tigers left him loaded in the second. They had 2 men on in the fourth. They finally capitalized on the wildness of Dana Evelyn, who walked 7 before departing. They got 3 in the fifth. Popped him up, foul ground. There's going to be room for Derek Barton. Apparently there was a pretty good play made in the stands a moment ago on a foul ball. Oh, the effort was there.
Ouch.
But the play wasn't made. Wow.
Watch your lips.
Check the chiclets. And he came up with nothing.
Did you see the look on his face?
Like, why did I do that?
Exactly. What am I thinking?
Here's Marcus Thames. Problem is not too many people in the ballpark tonight to break your fall.
They're all over in San Francisco. Watching Pedro Martinez and Barry Zito go at one another. Pedro Martinez making his first start in a long time for the New York Mets.
9-2 now. Just got an update as we speak.
And apparently Pedro's doing a pretty good job. How about Barry Zito? What's wrong with him?
I don't know, but he's just fallen off the face of the earth. All that money. Did they get
120 million?
Was it
7 years?
See, that's why, if that's not a classic example of how it's really risky to give pitchers that many years, there is no better example. His ERA is a little bit under 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has not given the Giants a real good return on that investment.
You can argue he's given them no return on that investment. Ooh, that one just missed. Marcus coaxing a walk, his second walk of the night. Well, the tote board now says 15 walks for the two staffs combined.
One of these days where if you're Kurt Young and Chuck Hernandez, all you can do is just sit back and continue to be positive with your guys. All the work has already been done before the game. You've talked about the scouting reports. You've talked about how you want to pitch certain guys. And now it's up to the pitchers to throw the ball over the plate and allow your defenders to work behind you.
Maglio, a couple of walks. One and one. Way outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Embry can still bring it 95.
And he's been throwing this hard for a long, long time.
His first year in the big leagues was 1992.
Yeah, he's been throwing hard for a long time.
Wave and a miss. 2-2. I was 10 years old in 1992. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's your story? You're right.
The 2-2 pitch is high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see what Maglio gets here on 3-2. And the other question is, do they start Marcus at first base?
Well, if they do, Marcus needs to make sure that Emery goes home. With a left-hander, you don't want to get picked off.
Runner goes. And a check swing. Ball 4. And the walkathon continues. 2 base on balls in this inning.
Pretty close pitch, but apparently Maglio's got a pretty good eye. Hitting well over 300. Hit 363 last year. And quite frankly, Darryl Cousins hasn't called a whole lot of strikes today. Hasn't needed to.
All right, Tigers need to make him pay here now. Cabrera standing in with a couple of walks on the bases. Miguel had a sac fly back in the 5th. He went around, I think. No, he did not. Angel Hernandez said he held up. Fans here don't like it. You make the call. I think he went.
He definitely could have called it a strike, that's for sure. Emery pitching away from contact in this inning to 3 real good hitters, Timms, Ordonez, and now Cabrera. He threw a breaking ball inside to Marcus, but everything else has been away from the right-handed hitters.
3-0.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, both starting pitchers walked the bases loaded once in this game, and now Embry is 1 pitch away from doing the same thing here in the 7th.
Of all the walks the Tigers have gotten in this game, they've only had 1 come around to score.
Yeah, that was Pudge in the 5th. There's another one that misses. Bases are loaded on 3 straight walks.
This has got to be beyond belief if you're Kurt Young. And Bob Guerin, we can't say what he said, but if you're a lip reader, you know exactly what he said.
17 walks now in this game. Now, if you're out to the mound to have a little chat here, what are you telling your pitcher?
Throw strikes, for sure.
Is there anything else you can possibly tell him?
Not really. And that's the reason why he went out there instead of Kurt Young. I mean, it's not anything about your mechanics. It's all about throwing some strikes and challenging the hitters. And apparently Bob Guerin felt like he was the guy to go out there in that situation, as we have seen Jim Leland do on many occasions when he has a message he wants to get across to the pitcher that's on the mound.
Here is Carlos Guillen with the bases full of Tigers. Strike 1. Carlos has been on base 3 times without the benefit of a hit. Walked twice and hit by a pitch. Off the end of the bat. And now it's 0-2.
If Emery continues to stay away from the right-handers as he has done to the first 4 hitters that he has seen, Carlos might just poke one in the right field. Because hitters start to lean if they don't think you're coming inside.
Instead, it's pulled into left field. Thames will score. Maglio coming to third. He'll stop there. And Carlos Guillen on base for the 4th time gives the Tigers the lead again.
He threw a breaking ball and he hung it, and Carlos hit it. And there are so many times where guys hang breaking balls and get away with them, but he didn't get away with this one.
Now batting number 8, Edgar Renteria.
And for Guillen, his 26th RBI. That's a big knock, giving the Tigers a 4-3 lead. More work to do, though. They'd love to tack on some runs here in the 7th. It's the 2nd time that Renteria has hit with the bases loaded. Waves and misses 0-1. Edgar hit into a double play back in the 4th. He grounded out with the bases loaded to close out the 5th inning. 1-1. Keith Folk has been warming up. He continues to do so.
He pitched last night as well.
Foul back out of play. 1-2 on Edgar Renteria.
Edgar a little upset with himself. Swinging at that elevated fastball, which would have been a ball had he not swung.
Well, Galarraga, who gave up the 3-run homer to Chavez, has watched his team battle back now to reclaim the lead. Embry follows Ziegler, who followed the starter Evelyn. Evelyn knocked out of this game in the 5th inning. Fouled away. This all started with a 1-out walk to Marcus Thames. Ordonez and Cabrera followed with walks, and then the sharp single to left by Guillen put the Tigers on top. In the air, right field, slicing back toward the seats and back out of play. One thing about this ballpark, you've got a pretty good shot on a nightly basis at getting a foul ball. All you have to be is in the right section, because there's not a whole lot of competition.
No, there's not.
One and two. Ground ball scooped up by Chavez to second one of the relay. A huge double play for the Athletics. The 6-time Gold Glover Eric Chavez turns a 5-4-3, and the Tigers settle for one. Guillen an RBI single in the 7th, which has given the Tigers the lead, and 17 combined walks tonight for these two teams. So Galarraga guarding a 1-run lead, bouncing ball to short. Renteria will throw out Suzuki. That's the first time they've gotten him tonight. One gone. After giving up that 3-run homer to Chavez, Galarraga now has set down 5 straight. Boy, opportunities aplenty tonight for the Tigers. They left the bases loaded once. They had that double play ball with the bases jammed to get Oakland out of the inning, with only 1 run coming in the top of the 7th.
That was a real good play to end that last half inning by Chavez. He ranged far to his left and he threw off balance, but he still gave Ellis, the second baseman, a firm throw so he could turn it over. Good play by Chavez.
Good defensive play and a 3-run homer tonight. Mark Ellis 0 for 2. He has walked. Galarraga took over in this game in the 5th inning. Good pitch right at the knees. A little breaking ball that drops in. 1 and 2.
Whenever Galarraga seems to have trouble with his control, he can always count on his breaking ball. He can throw that for a strike whenever he wants to. Not that last one he just threw. That last one he threw was one that he tries to get strikeouts with. But when he just wants to throw a strike with his breaking ball, it's a little shorter, a little tighter, and he commands it very well.
Going back to it.
That's a backup breaking ball there. As a hitter, you see breaking ball come out of the pitcher's hands and you anticipate it being away from you. And that one kind of tied Ellis up.
That is a foul ball. Just outside of the bag, third base side. Marty Foster was right there to make the call.
You see Marty make that call? He was styling.
Was he?
Yeah, check him out.
Little mustard?
Styling.
Yep. He just ran out of a picture.
Yeah, he did.
We'll take your word for it.
Either that or he's frozen.
The 2-2 is lifted in the air. Center field for Curtis Granderson. Well, Galarraga continues to roll along now after that home run. 2 gone.
They say Ellis does a little bit too much of that in this ballpark. He's very good on the road as far as his batting average is concerned, but when he plays in this ballpark, because the ball doesn't fly very far, hits a lot of fly balls that just kind of fall harmlessly in the outfielder's gloves.
Ball down low. Crosby is 0 for 2. A walk and a run scored. He came around to the homer by Chavez in the 5th. It's fouled back out of play. Casey Fossum, there he is. He's warming up right now in the Tigers' pen. The 1-1. Tigers made a move before the game today to bring Fossum up. They designated for assignment Francisco Cruzetta.
And more than likely they'll make a trade with somebody for Cruzetta. I can't imagine the other 29 clubs out there, at least not one of them wanting him.
Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Casey Fossum at one point in time in his career was untouchable when coming up in the Boston Red Sox organization. He has pitched with Tampa.
Green 2. Another power source on deck, J.Cust.
They may be getting Fossum ready for Cust.
Swing and a miss, and Galarraga has another 1-2-3 inning. Nothing across as we go to the 8th. City by the Bay all lit up tonight.
Question: should we pass a bipartisan energy proposal now in Lansing that supports Michigan's 21st century energy plan? Or pay billions of dollars more for our electricity over the next 2 decades? Let's pass an energy bill that will create nearly 16,000 new jobs, replace or update aging power plants, develop renewable resources, and ensure affordable energy and stable electricity prices. It's time for change. Find out more at michiganjobsandenergy.org. Michigan's future depends on it.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on any 2008 Chevy Cobalt.
You know us for tires and auto service. Now we're giving you more. Auto glass repair and replacement service.
By certified Bell Tire installers.
Yep. Guaranteed lowest out the door retail pricing. Yep. The other guys can't top that. Nope. If you're looking for certified auto glass service, from minor chip repairs to complete windshield replacement, look to the company you trust for all your auto service needs. Call 1-800-NEW-GLASS today for a free estimate or to schedule an appointment. For auto glass and so much more, trust us. We'll make you happy you came in.
Bell Tire.
Tonight on the Final Four presented by DirecTV, the Rays and Red Sox clash in Beantown, and the surging Cubs look to remain hot in San Diego. For all the day's highlights in 30 minutes, it's the Final Four.
4-3, Tigers lead it as we go to the top of the 8th inning. And Armando Galarraga, after the 3-run homer that Chavez hit, has really settled in quite nicely.
Well, he got that breaking ball going. He had trouble with his fastball when he first came into the ball game, but since he's gone to the breaking ball, he's gotten himself some easier outs.
Well, here come the Tigers now as we go to the 8th inning. And it'll be Pudge Rodriguez to lead it off. Looked like Mac was talking with Cleet Thomas there on the bench. Rayburn due up next. He is in the on-deck circle. It's Pudge 0 for 2. Walk and a run scored.
And Cleet, of course, is a new player at this level. A lot of times when you're a role player and you're in the big leagues, you kind of know on your own when to start getting loose late in ball games when the situation may present itself. And for you to come in as a pinch runner or a guy that the manager may want to bring in to bunt or something like that. Defensive replacement. Cleet will learn that. It's almost like guys in the bullpen as we get a look at folks' numbers. About the 6th inning, you see certain guys starting to get loose down there, starting to stir around a little bit.
Body clock goes off. Time to get ready. Boy, Pudge Rodriguez chased another one out of the strike zone, and he is a strikeout victim. One gone. The Red Wings are currently accepting season ticket deposits for 08-09. This is your opportunity to reserve the best available seats while locking in this past season's rates. To place your deposit or for more information, call 313-396-7575 during normal business hours. 0-1 on Rayburn. Ryan had a double and a run scored in the 5th inning. The Tigers involved in yet another close game, although at one point they led 3-0 in this one. Jim Leyland looking over his lineup card. Trying to balance what's happening at this point and then looking ahead as well.
Well, it looks like Fossum's coming in this game and to go after Cust and Chavez, a couple of left-handers that will be coming up in the bottom half of this inning. He has continued to throw in the Tigers bullpen. Fossum's got a pretty good breaking ball too.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Granderson waiting on deck. And he lost him. Rayburn walks. This is how their 7th inning got going. A 1-out base on balls. That time it was to Marcus Thames. Looks like Cleet Thomas now will come in to pinch run.
I think Jim also likes the fact that it feels like Cleet is a better defender than Rayburn. So he was thinking about replacing Rayburn at some point in time in this at-bat anyway.
There's your pinch runner.
Cleet can run too.
Yeah, he sure can. He's going to draw a throw. I think Leland might entertain getting him or trying to get him in a scoring position here. Thomas?
You know, I wouldn't put it past him to do something. You know, Suzuki's not a good thrower from behind the dish. And apparently Bob Guerin on the other side is thinking along those lines. Someone is relaying the signs to Suzuki as telling Folk to throw over to first base.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Granderson has an RBI. That came on a ground ball back in the 5th. He is without a hit tonight. Suzuki tried to pick him off.
An aggressive secondary lead by Cleat. But you saw after he took the 3 crow hops, he had the majority of his weight on his right foot, which simply allowed him to redirect his body and get back and dive. That's exactly how you do it.
Field gonna drop a base hit. Thomas will go to second. Curtis has his first hit of the night. And perhaps another big inning here brewing for the Tigers. There have not been too many hits despite all the base runners tonight. That is only the 5th Tigers hit.
Number 14.
And only 3 for Oakland tonight. Here comes Polanco. Placido singled one in the 3-run 5th inning. Quick throw. Folk was ready to eat it, but he saw that Thomas was late in getting back.
Cleat twisted his ankle, or did he twist his knee?
Hope it's not the knee. He did something.
Yes, he did. Let's take a look. Ugh, twisted his ankle.
That is never pretty anytime you see an ankle.
That's why they tell you never lunge for the bag. And that's why a lot of times you like when you're on the base paths, don't stand up. Just simply go back head first.
Little looper into center field. That is going to drop. Base hit. Thomas rounding third. They're going to send him home. The throw to the plate is going to be in time. Cleat did not get a good read on that ball, and he paid for it.
That is a situation where if you're Cleat Thomas, you have to know before the ball is hit where the outfielder is playing. Gonzalez in center field was shading Polanco into right center field. He was not going to catch that ball, but Cleat kind of got caught in no man's land. He wasn't running very hard. Jim, I can understand what Gene Lamont's doing here, trying to get another run, and an outstanding throw by the youngster in center field, who we've been told has a very good arm, and he put it on display there.
And it looked like Thomas with his hook slide actually might have gotten in ahead of the tag, but the ball certainly beat him there by a wide margin. So with 2 on and 2 outs, here is Marcus Thames. You could just see that play develop. You could tell it was going to drop in, but obviously when you're down on the field, it's a different view, and Cleat got a little late break once that ball hit the ground.
It shouldn't have been that different for Cleat, though. Yeah. I mean, that ball bounced about 15 feet in front of Gonzalez. You have to know where the outfielder's playing.
Thames has a couple of walks. Swing and a miss.
And take a look at Cleat and see where Gonzalez is playing first and foremost. He's in right center field. If you know where he's playing before that pitch, there's no way that you do not take off and run hard before the ball even hits the ground.
So Thomas is out, and the Tigers still lead by just a run. Strike called on Thames.
And it's really almost a given that every time Polanco stands in the batter's box, the center fielder is playing him on the second base side of the bag anyway.
Anderson and Polanco the base runners right now. Tigers need a 2-out hit. Marcus with the emergency hack stays alive. One and 2 on Thames. Batting in the 3 slot in this one for Jim Leyland tonight. Fouled off again. It's been a lengthy half inning for Folk after taking over.
It's been a lengthy game.
Yeah, the walks will do that. Fouled away.
But the Tigers, if they can get a win out of it,
doesn't matter.
It don't even matter. They will stay here until midnight, especially a one-run win.
Haven't had a whole lot of those. We haven't had a whole lot of close wins. That's what made that victory against Seattle. They grinded it out late in the final game in that series. Made that a nice win.
They played some tight games on this trip.
Swing and a miss. Marcus chasing. He is out. And the Tigers had a chance, but Clee Thomas gunned down at the plate. And it stays a one-run game.
Need a lift?
Yeah.
Hop in.
Chevy Silverado offers 315 horsepower and the best V8 fuel economy of any full-size pickup. Better than Toyota, better than Ford.
You too. Get in.
Just announced, qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on any 08 Chevy Silverado half-ton crew cab. Chevy Silverado. This is our truck. See your local Chevy dealer or go to ChevyDealer.com.
It's an all-new Amazing Sports Stories. The tale of the ball player who lifted the spirits of a blind boy. Sunday on FSN.
This week on the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Thursday, America, you have spoken. And we put it on the air. It's Best Damn's Top 50 Fan Bloopers. And Friday, special guest host, Super Bowl champion Michael Strahan. Has the Stray Train finally pulled into the station for good, or will he be back to defend his Super Bowl crown? This week at 1:30 a.m.
Fine. Tigers baseball on FSN Detroit is brought to you by Chevy. See your local Chevy dealer today or visit Chevy.com. Comerica, we listen, we understand, we make it work. And by Comcast, watch TV the way it was meant to be in true high def from Comcast. Check out Stomper. The official A's mascot. That is not the official A's mascot. That is a hand puppet, apparently. Stomper's his name. Clee Thomas stays in the game. He'll play in left. Casey Fossum. Great numbers at AAA Toledo.
48 strikeouts at 11 games? Whoa.
J.Cust leads it off. And he looks at a fastball, strike.
Best pitch in baseball, strike one. Firm at 91. There was a time when this kid threw 94, 95 miles an hour. Great arm.
Breaking ball there, missing away. Fossum threw that breaking ball at 77.
He had a couple of starts against the Tigers when he was pitching for Tampa. And he struck out a boatload of Tigers with that real slow breaking ball. He kind of throws it right at the right-hander's back foot.
I was talking to one of the A scouts before the game today who recently saw Casey pitch at AAA, and he said he broke out that slow breaking ball. It was in the 50s, actually.
He will do that at least once a game.
But he did it about 4 or 5 times in one game.
Did he?
Haven't seen it yet. There it is. See you later. Right on cue.
Cust didn't know what to do.
He set him up for that thing.
Now batting third baseman, number 3, Eric.
Wow.
Chavez.
One away.
Wow.
One left-hander down. Here comes another, Eric Chavez.
Push threw that ball before Daryl Cousins even called it.
Cust is still wondering what that was. There's a strike on the outer edge. Chavez hit a 3-run homer in the 5th inning to tie it up at that point, 3-3.
Did you say you got that information from an A's scout?
An A's scout.
Apparently he didn't relay that same information to his guy.
No, apparently not. Give it to me, though.
Yeah, he did. You were dead on with it.
1-2. And here's how the A's got their 3 runs back in the 5th inning. It took 1 swing. Eric Chavez off Galarraga.
After a couple of base on balls by Galarraga.
Two and 2 on Chavez. It was his first home run of the year and his first 3 RBIs as well. There's the slow looper. Popped into shallow center. It's going to drop for a base hit.
It worked for him the first time. But Chavez, even though he was fooled and his body was out in front, his hand stayed back long enough for him to make just a little bit of contact. Look at the body. The body's gone, but the hands are still back. And when your hands are still back, you still have a chance.
That last one was at 61 miles an hour.
We've seen Galarraga with that same pitch from the right side, but Galarraga only does it once in a game.
He doesn't test it much after that.
Well, Fossum won't do it that much up here either. I mean, it's a pitch that you can use, and it's a pitch that's effective. But you can't just continue to go to it, not to big league hitters.
So Zach Miner will be summoned out of the pen. A strikeout for Fossum and then a single, and he will depart. And Miner will get the call. Tying run is on now for the Athletics. Of course, when the Tigers finish off this series tomorrow with a day game here, it'll be back home for quite a spell.
And they say the weather's going to be warm, and Cleveland's in town, followed by the White Sox and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's a great homestand. You got a couple of Central Division foes who right now are ahead of the Tigers in the standings, and then interleague play kicks off again for the 2nd round. Dodgers coming in, then it's on to San Francisco and San Diego.
And 2 weeks from today, we'll be right back in San Francisco.
Well, after the final pitch, stay tuned for Tigers Live with exclusive post-game reaction from manager Jim Leland. A look back at all the highlights, preview of the upcoming action in this series. Tigers Live presented by your local Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealers immediately after the game here on FSN Detroit. Chuck Hernandez chatting with Casey Fossum. Of course, Chuck has a background with Fossum in the Tampa days. Meanwhile, Fossum will give way to right-hander Zach Miner.
Yeah, Zach has really started to pitch better. He had 22nd game now that he's been in, 2-3 record, 19 strikeouts in 30 innings. The opponent's only hitting .248 against him. You know, the biggest key for Zach is trust his stuff and throw strikes. And that's what you hear a lot of people say about a lot of pitchers up here. Trust your stuff.
Well, here is Emil Brown. Tigers lead 4-3. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 on and 1 out. Big swing by Brown.
That's one thing about Emil. He does not get cheated. We were talking about him last night. He's got some strong hands, strong forearm, good wrist, and he uses them well. Has not had much success against Miner in his career. He is 1 for 7.
How about we make that 1 for 8? Preferably with a ground ball.
It'd be nice. The Tigers desperately need a win here.
2-1 on Emil Brown, who led the Royals in RBIs each of the last 3 seasons and finds himself in an A's uniform back in Oakland with the organization that originally drafted him.
I guess Kansas City wanted more power. That's why they signed Jose Guillen to a 3-year deal and basically allowed Brown to just walk out the door.
Travis Buck on deck.
Then money may have been an issue as well.
Probably. Well, they lost him. So Minor comes in and walks Brown. That's going to put 2 aboard. So the tying run moves into scoring position. It is a nail biter for Jim Leland, who continues to mutter to himself over another walk.
Right fielder, number 6, Chavez.
11 walks for Tigers pitching alone. Ouch. What is that? I think that's 18 for the game now combined. No, it's got to be more than that. Here's Buck.
It's about 19 for the game. 1 hit batter. 20, as a matter of fact, partner.
Wow. That's unbelievable. That could be trouble if it's fair, and it is. Base hit. Here comes the throw to the plate from Thomas. The tag. He's safe. He dropped the ball. He had him dead to rights at home plate. Chavez was nailed, but the ball was dropped by Pudge. Travis Buck, who is having a terrible night at the plate, singles in the tying run.
Cleat came up and threw a firm 1-hopper to the plate. Pudge Rodriguez tried to short hop it. He never had the ball in his glove. Therefore, Chavez was able to score.
Chavez, who had back surgery, was bracing or trying to brace himself to avoid a big collision, and was helped out by the fact that Pudge never caught it. 4-4 game as Buck gets his 10th RBI. Still only 1 out with runners at first and third. And here is Derek Barton. Now the Tigers need to ground ball in a huge way. Swing and a miss. Barton is 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, Fossum started the inning, struck out Cust. But then Chavez on that big looping curveball just threw his bat out there and singled into center field. And Minor came in, gave up a walk and a single, and now it's tied. Outside. 2-1. A's trying to take their first lead of the night. Swing and a miss.
I don't know what Barton was looking for there, but apparently he was sitting on a breaking ball with the count being 2-1. That's the second time in this series we have seen him in a fastball count and the ball basically thrown right by him. He must be up there guessing. It's got to be.
That's in the air. Shallow right field. Max was playing deep. Oh, and a diving catch by Curtis Granderson. What a play by the Tigers center fielder. That was unbelievable. He came flying out of nowhere.
He can cover some ground. That's why he's playing against left-handers now. And you see Emil Brown, he doesn't know what to do here in this situation. And he ended up making the wrong decision. If he just goes back to the bag, he has a chance to score on this ball if it falls. But he saw what I saw, and I thought that ball was in no man's land. And all of a sudden, here comes Granderson to make a tremendous catch. Out of nowhere.
Unbelievable.
Out of nowhere.
You could see Maggs wasn't going to get there, and then he pops to his feet and fires it home.
And you could just see Emil Brown at third base jockeying back and forth. What do I do? Do I go back and tag? Do I go halfway? He ended up making the decision to go halfway. Therefore, no way he could get back and tag.
So for the time being, Granderson saves the day with another defensive gem. Now Minor has a chance to get out of this inning with at least a tie, but it's 2-0 now on Carlos Gonzalez.
And apparently Bobby C. not available in this ball game tonight, at least not yet.
Bobby pitched to 3 batters in the ball game last night. That's down the left field line. Here comes Thomas in foul ground. He's going to have room, and that will retire the side. So the A's will leave the go-ahead run at third base. Curtis Granderson with the play of the day. A diving catch in right center field.
It's Tigers coverage you won't get any.
Well, it's a 4-4 ball game as we go to the top of the 9th inning here in Oakland. 4 runs, 6 hits for Detroit. 4 runs, 5 hits for the A's. A's could have had the lead had it not been for Curtis Granderson, and this is certainly worth another look.
Granderson is just a tremendous player. His teammates were high-fiving him all over the place. Jim Leland was screaming, "That a boy, Grandy." I mean, when you have the ability to go back on balls the way that we have seen Curtis go back on balls and take away doubles and triples on this road trip, and then come in to make these diving catches on would-be singles, it's really incredible the kind of range he's showing in that position.
Well, it kept the Tigers from falling behind. Flying out of nowhere in center field to make a great play. Maglio leads it off against Houston Street here in the 9th inning of a 4-4 game. Ordonez, Cabrera, and Guillen. Here are the numbers on Street. Popped him up. Shallow right. Ellis back. Buck is in, and Buck hauls it in. 1 gone. Maglio hitless tonight. He's been on base with 3 walks.
Number 25.
That kind of helps, though, when you are able to get some walks. Instead of being 0 for 5, you're 0 for 2.
Here is Cabrera. He's been on base a couple of times. Has an RBI as well. .279 batting average now for Miguel. 34 RBIs. Bouncing one in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Same 2 teams tomorrow to close out this 3-game series. Justin Dukeshire and Nate Robertson. One and 2.
Dukeshire, converted starter.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, he made the All-Star team basically as a setup man. That gives you an idea of just how well he was going that year. Because usually setup men don't make the All-Star team. It's starters and closers.
Very few will. Dukeshire apparently has made a pretty good transition.
He has.
Numbers are good this year. That's in the air to center field. Right at Gonzalez, 2 outs. Here's Carlos Guillen.
Carlos Guillen.
Well, Carlos gave the Tigers a 4-3 lead in the 7th inning. Tigers tonight have had leads of 3-0 and 4-3. Fouled away, 0-1. Guillen has been on base 4 times tonight. He was hit once, has a single and 2 walks. A long time ago, Dontrell Willis started this game and pitched 4 innings in his first start back off the disabled list. Struck out 3, walked 5, but none of the walks scored. Here's the 0-1.
Dontrell's gone on in and iced the shoulder, iced the knee. Back on the bench next to a clean-shaven Kenny Rogers.
1-2. And the stubble's all gone.
He had a full beard going yesterday.
Yeah, he did. Looked like he's ready to go hunting.
Yeah, winter beard. Said he couldn't wait to shave.
Here is Street's 1-2 pitch. 2-2 now on Guillen. Tigers looking for a 2-out runner.
I don't know for certain, but more than likely Bob Guerin, who is the manager of the Oakland Athletics, will use Street for 1 inning and trying to shut down the Tigers in this half inning and hoping his ball club can score 1 in the bottom half of the 9th. He did work yesterday as well.
Hit to the second baseman, Mark Ellis. And the Tigers go 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Oakland, all tied up.
And there's been several missed opportunities in this ball game for Detroit, but a couple of big ones here in the 7th inning with the bases loaded. Chavez makes an outstanding play to start the double play. And then in the 8th, Cleet Thomas pinch running for Rayburn. Ball hit off the bat of Polanco in the center field. Cleet doesn't get a good jump, and he's thrown out at home plate.
Missed opportunities indeed, and so we go to the bottom of the 9th in a 4-4 tie. And Zach Miner back to work facing Kurt Suzuki. He'll lead things off here in the home half of the 9th inning. Suzuki, Ellis, and then Crosby.
Well, throw him a strike. We've already walked him a couple of times in this ball game tonight. Matter of fact, he's been on base really all series. He had a couple of singles last night.
Miner came on, surrendered the RBI hit to Buck, which tied it up. One ball, one strike on Suzuki.
And Guillen down at third base is guarding the line, but he's also playing pretty much even with the bag. Against most catchers, you'd be a little bit deeper, but not Carlos, because Suzuki will bunt on occasion for a base hit down in that direction.
A couple of walks and a run scored tonight for Suzuki. Scored the game-winning run in the ball game last night. Came across on the Crosby hit. And in that game, he started the bottom of the 9th with a single.
Sharp single right between short and third. Miner taking a walk around the mound after falling behind Suzuki. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Mark Ellis waiting on deck. Broke his bat, rolled to third, fair ball. Guillen throws him out.
Those bats are dangerous. Huge article today in the USA Today. talking about these bats and the way that they shatter, these maple bats. Because when they shatter, they're dangerous. He's holding a sharp end in his hand, and then there's another sharp end flying down toward Guillen at third.
I saw that article, and I wasn't aware that Don Long, one of the instructors for the Pittsburgh Pirates, was actually hit in the face in the dugout by a shattered bat. There have been fans that have been hit as well, but I know Bud Selig has talked about the fact that they are looking into that, see what can be done.
About 55–60% of the major league players are using that maple bat these days.
Ellis is out on a soft ground ball to second base. 2 gone. It's going to leave it up to Bobby Crosby.
Whole different inning coming back to get Suzuki. Down 3 balls, 1 strike.
Bobby Crosby.
Crosby had the game winner last night in the 9th inning. With a man at second base, he shot the gap in right center field to give the Athletics a win. Tonight, however, a walk and a run scored. Otherwise, 0 for 3. Good pitch right at the knees. Now it's 1-2. Chad Gaudin is warming up for the Athletics. If the Tigers can get this one to the 10th. Two and 2. Now 3-2 on Crosby. Don't want to really have to deal with the guy on deck. J.Cust.
Apparently Minor will have to be the guy that has to deal with him at some point in time. Bobby C. We have not seen him yet. Quiet in that bullpen.
Three and 2.
That's why Jim always likes to have those 2 left-handers at his disposal in the bullpen. And you can bring them in the 7th inning if you need to face tough left-handers. And then you've still got them late if you have to run into a situation where you're playing overtime.
Here's ball 4. The winning run is on with 2 outs. Yet another walk.
Designated hitter, number 32.
Jim can tolerate a lot of things, and he has tolerated a lot of things this year.
Walks, however,
no,
not one of them.
No. He does not like it when guys aren't throwing strikes.
At least not this many walks. J.Cust with 2 outs. So this game now has seen 20 total walks between the 2 sides, which means a whole lot of pitches have been thrown tonight. High fly ball into shallow left field. Coming on is Clete Thomas to retire the side, so no damage done after the walk. We go extras tonight.
Base on balls.
Bottom of the Tigers lineup featuring Edgar Renteria leading it off here in the top of the 10th inning.
He may bunt for a hit.
Tried to, but it missed inside and high. 1-0.
Good idea. Chavez started about 5 feet behind that third base bag, and as that pitch was thrown by Gaudin, he started to creep in.
Oakland this year is 3-2 in extra inning games. The Tigers are 0-2. They lost one in 12 earlier on this road trip in Anaheim. That's popped up. Shallow right field. Travis Buck coming in.
This much we know. The Tigers need a win or they will be in jeopardy of 4 walk-off losses on this road trip. 4.
Yeah, on this trip alone. Bobby C is warming up.
2 in Los Angeles and 1 here last night. Which will not be good. Sorry about that.
No, it wouldn't be good. I mean, it's frustrating enough for the Tigers to
get leads, give them back, get another lead, give it back.
But to watch teams walk off with a victory.
They led in last night's game 2-1, then they gave that back.
One ball, one strike. Pudge 0 for 3, walking a run scored this evening. On this road trip, 2 for 24.
Ouch.
That'll hurt. 95 upstairs, and it's 1-2.
I didn't know he had 95 in his back pocket.
Me either. He displayed it right there to get ahead.
Well, Pudge is going to lay off that same type of pitch here because Suzuki, the catcher, is giving him a steady diet of those.
Two and 2 on Pudge. Godin is a former Tampa Bay Ray, Toronto Blue Jay. Out of New Orleans, Louisiana. 2-2 pitch. Rifled into left field, a base hit, maybe more. Let's see. Brown goes over there to cut it off. Pudge takes the wide turn but holds up with a single.
Yeah, wisely holds up. Brown, he can throw. He has 4 outfield assists this year, 42 in his big league career. And good hustle by Pudge running out of the batter's box. You never know what's going to happen out there. And what you want to do in this situation is you want the outfielder to stop you. And once he gets to the bag and he looks up and he sees that Brown has fielded the ball cleanly, he retreats back to the bag.
So the Tigers get their 7th hit of the night. The Athletics have had only 5 hits this evening.
Well, Cleat will probably be sacrificing in this situation.
Swing and a miss.
Sorry about that. It's 1 out.
1 out.
Wishful thinking. It's getting late too.
Especially back home. Line drive, base hit into left. Move Pudge to second base. Clay Thomas sprays one the other way, and the Tigers have something going now. 2 on and 1 out, and they've got the top of the order coming up.
Number 28, Curtis.
Make it 8 Tigers hits. And here is Granderson, the top of the order. And with that, Todd Jones begins to heat it up now, along with Bobby C. He'll come on if the Tigers take the lead. Ball 1. Randy has a base hit and an RBI tonight, and a spectacular diving catch out in center. And it was that catch that kept it a 4-4 game. Athletics had a runner at third base and a little flare out there to right center, and Curtis with a diving play kept the runner at third. Two and 1.
Curtis got a lot of rope on his neck, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He's doubled up on those fighting necklaces.
Well, we just came from Seattle.
Yep.
Where those are made. And the ball club loaded up.
Right next to the hotel, as a matter of fact.
Two and two on Granderson. Off the end of the bat, Chavez charges. His only play is scooped nicely at first base by Barton. Boy, he saved the day.
That was an awkward-looking play by Chavez. Now, you talked about the fact that he had some back surgery last year, and he's only been back a few games. What a stretch, what a play. But just very awkward looking by Chavez when he fielded that ball and throwing off balance.
Excellent scoop. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Let's see if Polanco can get another base hit with a man in scoring position.
I'm surprised they pitched it to him, really. The way he's beat up on Oakland Athletics pitching. He got a base open.
You got Thames on deck.
His run doesn't really mean anything. No disrespect to Marcus, but Polanco in this situation, he has been awfully good since 2005. And he doesn't strike out very often. But then again, you put pressure on Godin with the bases loaded to throw strikes.
Yeah, that's the flip side.
But he's been good, though. He's only walked 12.
Yeah, but we've had 20 in this game.
Yes, we have.
It can be contagious.
Yes, we have.
There's Marcus on deck.
Well, I guess Polanco just going to have to drive in a couple in.
Here's the 1-1. Hopped him up. Shallow center field for Gonzalez, and the Tigers strand 2. Bottom of the 10th coming up.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
Aflac. The one you really need to have.
Nobody covers NASCAR like NASCAR on speed. NASCAR on speed. Be there.
Bottom of the 10th inning, Tigers 4 and the Athletics 4. And the Tigers have gone right back in the bullpen. And they're going to pluck out Bobby C here to pitch in the 10th with Chavez due to lead it off.
I was kind of wondering whether Bobby was going to be available, but apparently he is to get some of these left-handers out that Bob Guerin will be running against the Tigers in the bottom half of the 10th.
Well, he's going to have Chavez. Brown is on deck, a righty, then Travis Buck. 4-4 game. Tigers had an opportunity with 2 on, 1 out in the top of the inning, but couldn't score. Another broken bat. Look out, Bobby.
Oh, goodness.
Man, oh, man, they're getting closer and closer.
Yep. I can see why they're going to do something with him here soon.
He had another shattered bat. This is a good play by C here to avoid the bat. Keep his eye on the ball. He had to dance away from that thing.
He did. I mean, it's great concentration. And look at him.
Wow. That's just not good. I mean, when bats, that's just not good. Something has to be done. Here's Emil Brown. That is a foul ball. That could have been trouble. Now, from my understanding and all the reading that I've done, I know you've done the same type of reading, Rod. It's the maple bats that seem to shatter a little bit. What is the advantage of a maple bat? Do players just get a little more bounce off the bat?
I guess they're a little bit harder. I really don't know. Denser wood, I'm being told. I guess would make it harder.
The 0-1.
I know when I played over in Japan, there was a couple of different bats that we used. One was called ash, which they use here, which the ball travels pretty good off ash bats, and the other one was called simply Japanese wood, and those would never break. You'd use them for batting practice for 2 months, and you couldn't break it.
Really?
Just very hard, good for BP, but everybody used the ash bats for game.
Here comes the 0-2 to Emil Brown. Brown has a single and a walk. Here's the 1-2. A little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobby C follows Zach Miner, who replaced Fossum. Galarraga has pitched tonight. Of course, Downtrell started. There's another one outside. 3-2. On deck is Travis Buck. Now the 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. Guillen is hugging the line at third base. He does not want anything to get down that line, which would be a double and put Brown in scoring position, so he will guard down there, which opens up that left side of the infield.
Yeah, a lot of managers in this type of situation, they don't want to get beat by first a double and then a single, which would score a run. They want you to get 3 singles to at least score the 1 run.
In the air, right field. Right at Maglio. 2 gone. If the Tigers can get this thing to the 11th, they would have Thames, Ordonez, and Cabrera. 1 more out to get, though, and that's Travis Buck. Buck 1 for 4. Big single in the 8th inning, tying the ball game. That was right before that diving catch by Granderson. Fouled back out of play. A's had a great chance at taking a 5-4 lead, but Granderson saved the Tigers with that play, and it's been tied since. One on Travis Buck. A little bit inside. They want the appeal, and they will get it. He did not go. Bobby pitched in the ball game last night, and it got a little bit dicey. In a tie game, bases were loaded. Then he went to a 3-ball count on Barton before getting him to fly out. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 1-2. Everything else in the American League is a final score. Tigers need a win here tonight. Chicago beat Kansas City earlier tonight. Swing and a miss, and Bobby C has himself a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 11th.
FSN presents The Remarkable.
Go with an RBI single to make it 2-0 at that point. Tigers got another to make it 3-0, but then Chavez went deep. That tied the game at 3 runs apiece. 7th inning, Tigers go ahead again. Carlos Guillen with an RBI single, scoring Marcus Thames in the 8th. Travis Buck the other way. Close play at the plate. Chavez is safe. Pudge unable to hold on to the baseball. And that's where we are. It's a 4-4 game. We go to the 11th. Marcus Thames leading it off. Drills this one in the air toward left field, and that ball is down. It's going to get to the wall. Marcus motoring towards second base, and he is in with a double. A big knock there for the Tigers. Go-ahead run is on.
The first pitch that Godin threw to Marcus Thames, he had an outstanding swing at it. He came right back with another fastball right down the middle, trying to throw it right by Marcus. And Marcus hit a bullet into the gap. Sounded loud.
First hit tonight for Thames. Go-ahead run in scoring position for Maglio Ordonez. This line foul. This would be the perfect spot for Maglio's first hit of the night. He has walked 3 times.
Maglio's a rare number 4 hitter. A lot of number 4 hitters wouldn't be trying to advance the runner here, but it looked like that's what Maglio was trying to do. Ooh, good break by Thames.
Boy, that got him into third base.
He got a good jump. Oh boy, that's a gamble, but he worked out for him. Usually when the ball is hit right back at you and you're on second base and there's nobody out, you don't want to gamble, but he was hustling. I think he got out there in no man's land and there was no chance to stop, obviously. Chavez was waiting for the throw.
Infield in, and a chance for Cabrera to give the Tigers the lead again. Miguel has a sac fly tonight. He has an RBI plus a hit. He's also walked. All the Tigers need right now is a deep enough fly ball to regain the lead. For the second time, Todd Jones is warming up. It also looks like Brandon Inge is starting to loosen up as well. And Jim Leyland said that if it's a close game late and the Tigers have a lead, that he would consider putting Inge in the game defensively. Good block by Suzuki. The problem with that is that if this game were to go deeper and Inge's turn at bat came around, he wouldn't be able to hit tonight. He has that oblique problem, but apparently he can play defense.
Which means more than likely Pudge will catch the day game tomorrow?
Yes. And he's going to have to, I guess. There is no guarantee, and more than likely Inge will not play tomorrow. He just can't swing the bat right now. There's a strike, and it goes full now, 3-2.
Cabrera must have been looking for something soft there. 3-1 fastball right down the middle. Runner on third, less than 2 outs.
Stays alive.
He got his breaking ball in the next pitch.
Infield in for the Athletics. We're in the 11th in a 4-4 game. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. A huge strikeout for Godin.
He threw the 3-2 heater right past Cabrera. They'll probably walk Carlos to get to Renteria. I don't know for sure, but it might not be a bad idea. Makes baseball sense anyway.
There's Renteria waiting on deck, and Guillen will indeed walk. It's been a real tough night for Renteria. 2 double play balls.
But the one thing about Edgar, over his career, he has been a pretty good base hit guy with runners in scoring position. Some guys have the uncanny ability of getting the job done in the clutch, and Renteria has been one. It's the second time in this series that the Tigers hitter has received an intentional pass.
Go-ahead run at third. There's the bluff and the look, and neither runner going anywhere.
And Bob Guerin walked Miguel Cabrera in the ball game last night to get to Jeff Larish. Larish singled in a run.
Leadoff double by Thames. He moved to third on a ground out. 1 out later, the intentional walk to Guillen. Godin took over in the 10th. Had trouble in that inning as well with 2 base runners. Good stop. Guillen is going to go to second, but Thames is going to have to hold at third.
Good base running by Carlos.
Well, if anything, it takes the force out of play. Thames is the big runner right now, though, at third base.
It's a good block by Suzuki. That ball bounced well in front of the plate, and Guillen read it all the way.
Swing and a miss. One and 2. 4-4 game of the 11th. Second and third and 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Broke his bat. Back up the middle. What a play by Crosby.
He caught it.
A diving catch by Bobby Crosby. Terrific play on another broken bat.
The FSN Detroit Daily Wire puts local.
2 great defensive plays in this game. Granderson a little bit earlier, and Bobby Crosby there saved a couple of runs. He got that thing just before it hit the dirt.
Yeah. Got his glove underneath it. Tremendous effort.
And the fist pump from Chad Godin. So Bobby C now is going to have to hold down the fort again and try and get it to the 12th. Boy, the Tigers got a leadoff double and got the runner to third with 1 out, but failed to score. Derek Barton leading it on. Barton, Gonzalez, and Suzuki 7, 8, 9 in the Athletics lineup. A little bit outside. 2-0 the count. In the air, right field. This one is trouble. It's down. Base hit. Barton taking the turn. He's going to hold up. Wasn't hit hard enough to get it down to the corner. So the winning run is on.
Center fielder, number 28, Carlos Gonzalez.
And Maglio did a nice job of getting over there to make sure this ball didn't get to the wall, keeping Barton at first.
Carlos Gonzalez will be the hitter, and they are trying to muster something up in the left field stands. How chilly are they tonight? Look at Stomper. Now time called. Here comes Chuck Hernandez. Looks like Freddie Dulce starting to warm up in the Detroit bullpen. Tigers trying to buy as much time as they can for Mr. Dulce after the game. Tigers Live post game. We're in the 11th in a 4-4 game. Tigers expecting bunt here as Gonzalez gets ready to step in. But first, a pinch runner. That's Davis, the pinch runner.
I guess Davis is a pinch running specialist for the Athletics.
So Barton gets the high fives after singling. Gives way to Davis. There's the bunt. Good one. Out at first base. And Carlos Gonzalez advances the winning run into scoring position.
Well, that was a good bunt. Carlos Guillen at third base, breathing down his neck. Therefore, he knew he could bunt it down toward first. He stayed in the batter's box long enough to make sure he made contact with the ball before running.
Here comes Jim Leland. Looks like they're going to want Dulce here. And the skipper takes the baseball now from the left-hander, bringing the right-hander Freddie Dulce. We'll be back in the 11th, tied at 4. Bobby C is out, and the Tigers will go to Freddie Dulce now to try and get this game another inning deeper.
And Dulce's pitched well, which is one of the reasons why he finds himself pitching in this situation. And Jim Leland has said as much. A tremendous amount of confidence in the youngster Freddie Dulce.
Kurt Suzuki will face Dulce, and certainly a pressure-packed situation here. You've got the winning run standing at second base, 1 out.
The kid at second base, Davis, has got a lot of speed. Polanco's playing in his back pocket right now, out at second. And it does not allow him to get too big a jump to steal that base.
A little bit low or a little bit outside, one of the two. 1 ball and no strikes on Suzuki.
The flip side of that is as hard as Dulce is throwing, I don't know if Suzuki can get around on his fastball, and there's a huge hole on the right side of the infield between first and second because Polanco is holding him so tight.
Ground ball left side. They're going to throw to second, and he is out at second base. Davis trying to get back, couldn't do it, and we're going to get an argument.
Good heads-up play by Renteria. Good heads-up play.
Well, Eric Cooper was right there. The second base umpire had a great look at it.
The ball was hit awfully sharp right at Renteria. Davis took 2 steps toward third. He realized he couldn't get there. He needed to get back. And Renteria alertly gave the ball to Polanco. But what allowed Polanco to be where he was the fact that he had to hold Davis so close anyway. If he's playing his regular position at second base, there's no way that he's there. Close play.
Sure was.
Close play.
Big play, we can tell you that much for the Tigers. The runner at first with 2 outs, and here's Mark Ellis. Ellis has been on base once tonight. He walked in the 3rd, otherwise 0 for 4. 6 hits tonight for the Athletics. That's it. On Ellis. Dulce now is going to step off. He has done an outstanding job for Jim Leland. There have been some guys that have gotten an opportunity this year, literally out of nowhere, and Dulce is one of them. Good live arm, though. You got to love the moxie this kid has shown. Pitching in the big leagues for the first time. Real quiet kid, doesn't say a whole lot. Good talent. He's a closer in the minor leagues. Talking about that move last night. Tigers pitchers seem to be the only pitchers that use that move, that little step off where they hold the ball up.
Does he think Suzuki's going somewhere?
I don't know. Apparently so. That's up high. 2-1. Suzuki has tried to steal 3 this year, and he's been successful once. Ground ball left side and through a base hit. Guillen was guarding the line at third base, so that one skittered through.
That's the flip side of that no doubles defense. If you're guarding the line in that situation, protecting against the double, and a ball happens to get hit and between third and short, there's no way you can make the play.
There are some managers that are not crazy about playing that defense because they feel there are more balls hit to the hole than there are down the third base line.
Yep, there are some like that.
Number 7, Bobby.
So the winning run now is at second base, and here's Bobby Crosby.
Bobby was the hero last night. Let's hope he's not the hero tonight.
2 on and 2 out. Crosby has walked twice tonight, but hitless. Ball 1. Suzuki is the winning run at second base.
As a hitter in this situation, you can pretty much bet you're going to get something away. Fastball away, breaking ball away. It's what pitching coaches teach. They teach commanding the fastball, down and away from the right-handers, down and away from the left-handers.
2-0.
I guess that's just the way it is.
This game has been tied at 4 since the 8th inning, when the Athletics got a run in the bottom of the 8th, RBI hit by Travis Buck. 2 balls, no strikes on Bobby Crosby. 3-0 on Crosby. With the left-hander Cust due next. Things are quiet in the Detroit bullpen. Here's the 3-0. He lost in ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Walk after walk after walk in this game.
Number 32.
Now J.Cust with the bases loaded. Winning run is at third base. '22 combined walks. Only guy that matters, the man at third base, Suzuki. Cust will step out. Dulce taking too long. Well, once Davis was thrown out at second base, it looked like Dulce would be able to get out of this inning, but then a single and a walk. Swing and a miss, and a big rip by Cust.
doesn't look like Cust trying to hit a single.
No, it doesn't. He got the winning run at third base, and it looks like he wants to hit a grand slam.
He's not trying to hit no single. If he hits a gapper, he wants credit for all of them.
Suzuki jockeying down the line, and Dulce stepped on.
That's not a bad play by Suzuki. You got to. Dulce, and before getting here, only 3 games above AA, in AA, I should say. Trying to rattle him there, trying to get a balk called.
Outside.
This much we do know. He will have to throw some strikes to Cust, because Cust will take a walk. He takes a huge swing, but he'll take a walk too.
Well, Cust has 44 walks to lead the American League. Swing and a miss. Another big rip. 95 from Dulce.
Here it is, hit it.
Which is really the only approach he can take at this point.
I don't know if you want to go to the well too often, though. But you don't want to run the risk of throwing a breaking ball in the dirt either, getting past Pudge Rodriguez. So I guess his best choice, best chance at getting out of this inning is to throw some elevated fastballs. Most left-handers are good low ball hitters. Cust has swung through 2 elevated fastballs.
Little chopper hit slowly to the right side. Here comes Cabrera on the charge. Safe at first base.
Oh, my goodness.
And the A's win on an infield hit.
You've got to be kidding me.
By J.Cust.
With all that power. That is the 4th walk-off loss in the first 8 games of this road trip.
Unbelievable. A walk-off walk in Anaheim, an infield hit here in Oakland. Same result. Athletics win tonight 5-4.